What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. We gonna talk about it. But before we get into it, hit that like for me, and if you're new, hit that subscribe. It's free to you, but it means a lot to me. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to link up with Tay now. I'm on. Okay, let me try to walk her through this. How to do this real quick. We gonna do a share stream. We go. All right, so we're gonna have a discussion about is an all women's panel. Um, we're gonna have a discussion about sisterhood. Um, I think this is one of the things that need to be reestablished, um, and to do that, we have to come to a common ground understanding of not only the benefits of it, so we can see what we're uniting for or coming in um, unity for, and also the things that can help us strengthen and maintain it. Because I don't want to say it's not there because I see it. I see it. So instead of saying it's not there, let's just strengthen it. Let's just build on top of the foundation that we have. Just strengthen the foundation and and build forward. Um, hey, Cherry, Miss April, appreciate you, Mama. I see James. What's up? So yeah, let me pin the link so I don't get lost in the sauce. But yeah, these are the conversations we need to have. These are the things that matter. These are the things that keep us from uniting. So the longer we take to have a conversation, the longer it's gonna take to move forward. So it's 2023. Make this go viral. How are you, Cat Daddy? It's 2023. Like I said, the longer we take to have these conversations, the longer it takes to incorporate the proper steps to make the things happen. Hold on 1 second. I'm just trying to pin the link. Incorporate the proper steps. All right. Link is pinned. And here we go. Tay, what up, sis?
Hey,
And see, I was telling you, you could when you hit the link, it should be an option for you to share stream.
where? How?
Darius, what's up? Um, because I'm the host now, so it won't be on mine. That's what I was trying to do it off my phone. I mean, off my computer when I was.
I was gonna ask you like, what we gonna? How was we gonna do that? Like, I didn't know what to do.
It's let me see. That's the layout. It might be under settings. I think Miss April down there. I think she might know how to do it. She shared a
Cause this
link.
is something
Or
new, ain't it?
Miss V, did you click to allow word? Where do I click that at, Miss V? Is that in settings? Okay, that might be in settings automatically
I
sharing
did. I
screen.
see where it say go live, and then it say press keys, and I don't know what the hell that mean.
Go live. Try that. That might be.
What?
You say when you hit live. There is sellers.
What do you mean here live? Like where? Like where do I? Oh, cause I was in the settings. I did, and then it said when I went to settings, and it said live,
Hey,
and then
bro.
it said press keys. and then
Okay,
I don't
settings,
know what you do.
edit.
You press word. Is that what it
Okay,
is?
here we go right here. That's it. Okay, now I did it. Now it should be something else that popped up. Okay, so yeah, Miss V just told me. It should be there. I mean, it should be an option now where you can go live from your stream. Monique, appreciate you.
Let me see.
Miss April. I mean, we got a panel now. I mean,
Yeah, I'll just stay on here.
hey, Miss April.
Hey, hey, ladies, how y'all doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Miss April, this
I'm
is
doing fine. I'm in bed, so I ain't turned my camera on.
oh
Shit.
no,
Y'all,
you'll be
y'all
more than
saw
fine.
enough of me yesterday. I showed y'all with no makeup, no teeth, uh, uh, hair run cold. Yeah.
Miss April, this is my mother on the panel with you.
Oh, hi, Mom. How are you?
Hey, baby, I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, fine. You have a fantastic son.
Ah, yes, I do. I have to admit. Thank you.
Yes, you did a good job with him. Yeah. Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
Uh,
what are we talking about tonight? The word?
I want to talk about the importance of sisterhood. Women coming together and being able to support one another, help one another. I don't think it's gone. I just don't believe it's like growing up. It was a gang of women who helped raise me in my early stage, um, like my aunts, my grandmother, my mom. With so many different strong, and I've seen how they united and came together. Um, and I think that will be beneficial. Um, so I want to talk about the importance of it and some of the things that we can do to strengthen it, build on on top of what we got. Because I still see it in the community. I just don't think it's as normal as it used to be.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was making noises. See where my cat was at. Sorry. Oh, Lord. Okay. Well, I am 60 and things are not what they used to be. I don't know what happened to the sisterhood, women sticking together, uh, women helping women with babysitting, giving rides, not asking for gas money. Not every time you jump in somebody's car, you got to give them money. And um, yeah, it's a whole lot that's different now.
I think a lot of it has to do with the upcoming and the new generation. Like, you got me by a few years, but not much. Um, and I've noticed growing up, the sisterhood was a lot there was a lot more unity. Everybody helped each other, everybody supported each other. And I think with the younger, not all women, don't be offended, um, not all, but it's more of a competition now. Who has more? Who can get more? Keeping up with the Joneses, if you want to say, instead of supporting each other. I think it's more of a competitive thing now.
Yeah, I'm not in competition with anybody.
Right.
Uh, I have my own style and I think I'm number one, so I'm not in competition. with anybody. I'ma help you. I'ma be there for you if you my friend, my family. I'm not jealous of you. I'm not jealous because you have a husband and I don't have one. All them type of things that I don't know who what uh like why people even think that way nowadays, but it is what it is, you know. You can't even have a decent conversation. I grew up listening to my grandmother and my aunts and my mother. When my grandmother used to be talking to my aunts and my mother, I used to be ear hustling then. So I got a lot of knowledge listening to my grandmother talk to my mother and my aunts.
And let me
Right.
shout out.
And
Let me shout
I
out the chat.
was
Mom, let me shout out the chat real quick. Shout woman, appreciate you. Nefertiti, appreciate you. So go ahead. And let me say something too, because it's three generations up here. So it's always interesting to see how things change and get the perspective of the person in that generation of why it changed. Because I think a lot of the disconnect comes from the different generations. So if the young generation can speak to the old generation and show like things that they're how they look at it, and then the older generation speak to the younger generation, I think we can get clarity. So that's why I believe these conversations are important. But go ahead.
yeah. So I want to say, I kind of grew up in the same environment. Well, not kind of, I did. With my mother, my grandmother, my aunts. It was a lot about respect. You know, we grew up where you didn't wear tight fitting clothes, or you walk into a room of adults and you didn't speak, you left out of the room, you let adults be adults. But when it came to mentoring, they made sure you were in the room to learn different values, cultures, things you would need growing up in this world to succeed. um have respect, show respect. And as far as everything, school, men, everything out there in society. And they were, I could say, the older generation, my ancestors were a true sisterhood. If something went down, everybody came together, not just family but the community. There wasn't competition. There wasn't, oh, come look at my house, I got this, or I drive a better car. If somebody didn't have a car, they pitched in to help that person get a car. If someone didn't have a babysitter, they pitched in, made sure their kids were, being taken care of either after school, or if they needed a ride home or ride to practice or whatever. There's still a lot of that today. I just feel with the way society has moved, with everything, beautifying thing, not just themselves, but things around them, their home, their job, their establishments. Because I even notice, I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse for 33, almost 34 years, and my own family thought that I thought I was better than everybody because I was a nurse. And I'm like, there's millions of nurses out there. I do what's best for me. I work so I'm comfortable, so my family's comfortable. My kids have and had whatever they need. Even, people around me. I mean, I've given things to strangers just to support them. I always support, women businesses, and, encourage young nurses, young people, any way that I can. If it's through a story, if it's through, just casual conversation, encouragement, give them that drive to let them know that they can succeed at whatever they want to, and not putting them down. Oh, you'll never be this, or you'll never be that. That's never been me. My son can tell you, I've always, even his friends growing up, if they have problems, they come to me, hey, mama, this is going on. I sit and talk with them, and I think a lot of that has been pushed to the wayside. Some of us still do it, but, I can't tell you at what point I saw it diminishing and where I feel like the competition is taken over. Um, but yeah, so that's kind of my take on, a little bit of what I see happening in society as far as the sisterhood. It's more, we need to be more supportive. We need to be more encouraging. We need to give each other that thrive to keep pushing, whether it's someone in a domestic abuse situation, let them know you don't have to live like this, because a lot of them feel like they can't live without it, so they put up with what's going on in that situation, and there are a lot of ways out.
Jorge, Miss Opinionated, Andre Hustle, appreciate y'all coming through. Now, Tay, let me ask you, from your standpoint, um, because you're in a generation where they say they seen it start diminishing. So from you coming up, from your perspective, from your experience in life, um, did you see a change in it, or did you see it establish and diminish, or was it in the current state that it is in now?
I think it's in the current state that it is now. For me, I never experienced where it was like real sisterhood or anything like that. Um, Now, like maybe when I was younger, in my mom's era when she was growing up and things like that, I could see the sisterhood. But as for my generation, it's more like crabs in a barrel. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's more of, nowadays if someone sees that you're doing better than them, it's hate. It ain't love, it ain't it's none of that, which I don't understand. And I feel like I never understand, because I just feel like regardless if someone is doing better than you, and even like your mother said, when she got her degree, everybody feel like, oh, she was doing like she's better than everybody else. And it just, that does not sit well with me. I just don't see how people feel like when you do better than them, or you gain more followers, or you're striving to do better, why would you want to pull somebody down, or why would you want to, you know we need to be uplifting one another. We need to embrace one another. Like, if someone is not at the level, and this is for me, I don't want to be with people that's on the same level as me. I want to be on the level that's people that's doing better than me, because then I'm able to gain knowledge. I'm able to gain that energy. If anything, I want the energy of being with people that make money, that do better than me. Cause then it makes me want to thrive and do better. So I just never understand that situation, with people. And it's just terrible now. People don't want to see people do better. So I don't see sisterhood at all. I rarely see sisterhood. I feel like I rarely can be friends with a woman. And I feel like, and this is, I'm gonna say however I feel. I feel like when you a good looking woman, it's even harder to be friends with women, because women are threatened by you. And if women have not done the work on their self, on who they are as a person, and a good looking woman comes through, they are threatened by you. And I experienced that a lot. I'm just gonna be honest.
And I see that. I've seen that, in life and experiences. Even like my own wife, I can tell like when we go over family members' house if they're jealousy, and then they say things like, "Oh, you're cute," and this and that. So that, I mean that's fact. But let me ask you this, and it's I think Miss April. Let me ask you this, Miss April, because uh, like Tay said, in her generation, she hasn't really seen it established, and a lot of it is, like my mom said, competition. My whole belief and philosophy is we shouldn't be competing, but we should be trying to complement each other. Um, and in doing that, I think we can, like Tay said, she likes to be around people who have more to get the energy. I just think if we get with like-minded people, and this is, I don't believe everything is for everybody. So even what we talking about establishing sisterhood is people go listen to this and not agree with it at all, and that's fine because it's not for you. But for the ones who are willing to come together, do you think we can come together on that accord as a complementary piece to one another, trying to help one another build? And I asked you that because of the community. Um, me coming over to your channel, you supporting me, you coming over to my channel, supporting you. I mean, we doing it, but can we create a sisterhood out of what we're doing now?
Yeah, we can create a sisterhood. I mean, I'm gonna help anybody and share the knowledge that I know and what I don't know. I would refer them to somebody else that does know uh, something that you know that I might can't talk to them about. But you know, we we're like for me, I don't know no other way to be. So I can't relate to people that aren't close to their family or their sisters or their family and their friends because that's what I have. So I don't know any other way to be.
And it sounds like you saying you don't relate to people who ain't willing to come together and bond with one another.
No,
Family,
what I'm
friends.
saying is, it's foreign to me because I know how I was raised. So I had to deal with the fact that everybody was not raised the way that I was raised. And so that's why I still have my friends from high school. Uh, I mean, we've been friends from high school. And I've met some great people along the way. I've met some great people on YouTube. But, you know, my family, my cousins, all us girl cousins, we were like thick as thieves. So, we were going to look out for each other. We were going to be there for each other no matter what, no matter, if they wasn't with the guy, if that wasn't treating them well, like, you know, I didn't look at them from that type of aspect. And then everybody isn't college material. There's a lot of successful black women that have never went to college that have their own businesses and they out here doing the damn thing. So, uh, you know, uh, for those that go get the PhDs, that's great too. But there's still women without degrees that are doing just as great too. So,
That's very true. And that's why I say I always encourage the young to pursue their dreams, no matter what it is, no matter what their level of education is. Because, like you said, there's something out there for everyone. But a lot of them don't see it. A lot of them look at, oh, I don't have a degree, I can't do anything. And I always tell them, yes, you can. I've seen people go from living on the streets to being highly successful with their own business.
Mm-hmm.
And, with our family business, that's what we're doing. We pull people off of the streets and help them to do better if they want to go to college, if they want to, you know, get a job, whatever it is, to transition from being homeless to transitioning to know that they can be something better than what they feel they are, whatever their dreams are. And that's why we started the family business, to do that. Men and women, we want to pull everyone in. But a lot, like I said, we coming up through the years have encountered such diversity in people. We see different levels, we see different cultures, different things, and from every walk, from people from every walks of life, should I say. And just encourage them, like, we look at the homeless people on the streets, out there with cans on the corner, and we pull these people in. Hey, come on, you can make money in a different way. And it's with all the support and love, encouragement that we give them, it helps them to do better in life, to let them know that they can better themselves. And I think from growing up and being nurtured the way I was from my ancestors and pouring that out into the community, I feel like I'm doing a good deed. I look back and it's like, okay, my mom would be proud of me, of what I'm doing, helping others, because that's what they did when we were younger. But
Imani.
like
Oh,
they said, with it's a competition, it's jealousy that holds a lot of people back. And someone said in the comments, be careful of the ones you pull in, because they may not put that back out into society. That's true. But as long as you feel like you're doing whatever you can do to help the sisterhood, society, your community, whatever, you've done your part. Do that.
Yeah, to me, a lot of the younger girls, like, you can't talk to them. They feel like you're trying to criticize them, and you're not trying to criticize them. You know, uh, they don't like to be talked to. You know, you can't talk to the younger girl.
Yeah, well, some of them you can reach out to. I've learned that through experience. I can honestly tell you, I think I may have been working for maybe 5 years and went from a new grad up to a supervisor. And a lot of people look at supervisors as someone that's helping a company. My thing with becoming a supervisor was to help the staff, the younger generation. I've helped a lot of, I can say, nursing assistants, which we don't call them nowadays, but, technicians or whatever, encourage them to go back to school, become nurses. A lot of them have, and I have one that, graduated, worked her way up to becoming a supervisor, and thanked me because of how nurturing I was, and letting her know that she can pursue her dreams. That's what she wanted to do. She's always said, I want to be like you. And I always told her, no, you don't want to be like me. You want to be yourself, and you want to be better. Always strive for better.
Let me give a shout out. E Money, appreciate you coming through. Somebody facts, appreciate you, bro. Um, and I want to say this too. That's why, like, we have conversations like this. And I even did a video on communication. Because, like what Miss April said too, I believe a problem not just for females, just in general. People don't understand constructive criticism versus criticism, and people don't know how to give constructive criticism versus criticism. So I think in communicating, we can, that's a tool we can use. um, is learning how to communicate, and also simply focusing on the ones who do listen, because a lot of the young generation, men and women, don't listen to the old generation. I even did a show, which I think I'm gonna do a part two, on bridging the gap between the two generations. um, so I just feel like, in general, just focusing on the ones who want to build, who willing to come together for the prosperity of the group, understanding when we move forward and prosper, and seek prosperity for the group, that we all become prosperity. Have we all can enjoy the prosperity. Um,
I personally feel like I respect the older generation because that's how I was raised and that's what I was taught. But sometimes just because you older don't mean you right. And I feel like sometimes the older generation feel like they right. And sometimes there are certain things that the younger generation feel like that's what they want to do, because I feel like the world is different now compared to the older generation and the younger generation, and the way of their thinking don't necessarily mean right. Because I'm gonna just be honest, like with my parents, I don't feel like they're right all the time on certain things, but I still respect my parents. But I just feel like their mind frame and what they were on, they were on surviving back then. And nowadays, it's a different world. You can drop a video and become, you know, uh, a hot thing overnight, where you're on TV, you're getting commercials. It's different now. So if you were to say to the older generation, like, I want to be such and such, and this is not for everybody, but you might have a parent or whoever that's jealous of the fact that you're stating that you want to be something, and they're like, oh, you can't be that. How is it possible? Nowadays you don't need a business degree. And back then in the days, you needed a business degree to be able to have a business. Now, all you need is a platform. That's it. And you can make 10K a month. So,
and see,
Well, what would make you think they're jealous of you? Because a lot of times, most people tell you, like, if you want to do that, you should still have a backup plan so you can have some health insurance, life insurance, and benefits, 401k. I mean, there's benefits of working for somebody, for a company, than to be on your own. You have to, worry about how you're going to pay for your healthcare insurance, prescriptions, and different things. So I don't think it's like somebody is saying they're jealous of you. It's like, okay, yeah, you can drop a video and make 10K, but you got to go buy you some health insurance with that.
and I think, Tay, you can correct me too. Um, and I'm gonna use me and my mom as an example, right? Um, like, I'm blessed, because my mom do listen to me, and she She open to learn, but then like my dad, right? My dad, he just set in his ways. So like I got both experiences, with the elders listening to me, and then with the elders saying no, you can't do it that way. So even like what Tay said, like you can be successful overnight. Back back in even in my day, it was you had to work hard. Now, like she said, you can go viral, but even
Mhm.
with doing that, we still have information like health insurance and uh, like it's different now.
It's
Like
just
you can buy
easy now
into it.
to
Yeah,
be
it's
able
easier
to,
to get that versus
yeah.
yeah, it's easier to obtain it. So I don't think she's saying like we ignore a lot of the things that y'all tell us, as far as having a backup plan, but it's easier to establish that backup plan, and a lot of times we do have it. Um,
Young people are not worried about sometimes a backup plan. I mean, we are, is something that you need, but it's like, honestly, if you had that backup plan, then you gonna lean on that backup plan. And and honestly, if you going for your dreams and you going for your goals, this is A. There's no MF and B. You feel me? Ain't no B plan. Like, this is A and this is what it's gonna be. Period. When you are manifesting or you're visualizing certain things, you can't be visualizing a B. You need to be visualizing an A. And ain't no, if this don't work out, I'm gonna go to B. Already in your mind, you should be having, this is gonna work out. You're bringing that frequency on. You're not bringing a B frequency on. You're bringing an A frequency on. You're not worried about B because I know A is going to work.
that's that Mamba mentality. Kobe Bryant said, "You put all your eggs in one basket, and if the basket falls, you just go get another basket. But you stay focused." That's what my dad always told me. He said, "I got a
Yeah,
plan A1, A2, A3, A."
it's a plan
So
A,
so
period. If
it's a
I tell on
but
that one, it's a plan A. It's a
but
plan A. It's a plan A.
but this is the thing too though. This is the thing we have to understand. Just so we don't have the disconnection. It's different ways to the same goal. So some people do need that plan B and plan C. That's just how they function. And
They
then
need
some
a nest.
people
I agree.
just need plan A. So both ways, and this is why I enjoy these conversations, because when you're establishing something like this, it's gonna be different people in the crowd that say, "Hey, Miss April, right? Hey, Tay, right? Hey, uh, Miss Diva RN, right?" And by us coming together, we can direct the people who resonate with us. That's like with me and Cat Daddy. We say the same thing different ways. It's not the fact that one is the ultimate end all be all. It's the fact that we can get to the same goal using different ways, so we can bring more people on, because we have a variety for people to choose from. They may
Right,
be
and there's no shade to April, but I feel like that was my prime example. They're like the older generation feel like you need a backup B, and the younger generation is like, look, I'm out here, I'm just to get it. This is my A. Hey, they out here like, I want to be this, and the parent is like, and this is not saying this is how April is. I'm just saying, example, and the parent is like, well, what about, how can you be this? And that doubt, it's like a doubt that comes with it. And it's like, no, just support me on whatever it is I want to do.
No, baby, it's not a doubt. It's just, you know, when you know everybody has a backup plan no matter what. If it ain't nothing else but getting disability insurance to if you get into a accident or you can't work. So I mean, you know, things happen. Things happen. And you gotta be willing to deal with things that happen while you just with that A. Because if you're the breadwinner, You definitely got to have a backup plan. Like,
Hey,
and
Tay,
that's just,
oh,
yeah.
go ahead. I'm sorry. I just had a question for Tay. Because you're saying A, this is the plan A, and this is what you stick to, and not to get personal, but you feel like your generation is just go get. This is what I want. This is what I'm going to do, and that's it. No plan B. Do you, in your line of work, are you saving for your future? You have a 401k, something like that? Because a lot of people don't look at that as a plan B. And it is, it's an unconscious thing. Because if something happens with your current employment, like Miss April said, you lose your job, you get hurt, can't work anymore. Okay, I have this 401k, I've been working, saving up Social Security, disability, whatever the situation is, there may be a plan B that you're not aware of. Do you understand
I
what I'm
I
asking?
I think is I don't I see what y'all saying. I think what
Right.
Tay
Yeah, I understand
I
what you're saying. Yeah.
I, I think what Tay's saying is this though. She's just saying overall, like how things change within a generation. How like I was saying, how
Like the older generation is more about work and working and to get what you want,
like
and
more
we all
physical.
about that. But it's like it's easier now for us. We don't want to work. We more of content creators, and we're all about not busting our butt to do it, but to make money the easy way. Because I feel like the older generation spend a lot of time busting their butt, wasting a lot of, maybe once couldn't spend time with the family,
Okay.
do certain things.
I have a quick question.
Because
Do you
it's
know any content creators that have lasted over 20 years?
I do.
and let me add this too. We got to
Okay.
look at it from this standpoint too, because from even from my generation, it was more of a what they call the industrial age, and during that age, it was more physical labor. Versus now, we in the technology age, so the ideology, the whole understanding of and concept of work has shifted and changed. And I think about this, like the telephones. It was a rotary phone at one point. Now it's a camera. So what I don't I see what both sides are saying, but is I would equate it to this: is the different ages we live in, the industrial versus the hard labor, versus the technology age. Like even when what Tay is saying, like have a plan A. Like if you look at the successful, like the Dame Dash, all the Mark Zuckerbergs, they all said the same thing. I didn't have a plan B. I had a plan A. So,
Exactly.
so that whole ideology coming out of this age, that's what works. Versus going back into the Carnegie age, where the harder you work, the more profitable you were. And that work was physical labor.
And
So
that's over with now. We're not into physical labor. We're not into working hard. We're not into breaking our backs. No offense to the older generation, because we truly appreciate y'all. Y'all have taught us a lot. A lot. You've raised us. So it's no tea or shade, but we're not into that. We're not into breaking our backs anymore. We're into making a coin and doing the less, doing a little of nothing.
But if y'all don't mind, I want to, because we circled away from the sisterhood and got more into the disconnection of the generation. Um, but that's part of the sisterhood, right? Is understanding one another. And I think, like I said, it's different ways things can be done, and it's going to be a group of people who resonate with the different ways. So even agreeing to disagree, allows people to choose and select which path, and we're still united. Does that make sense? Um, and we're still united. You know, we have multiple ways to get things done. We have um, the path where it's plan A and that's it. We're going for the gusto, and then it's the path that we can strategically plan things out. And it's different personalities down there that would agree with both. Um, so, swinging back into the sisterhood, what I would ask Miss April is, far as the elders, right? We can agree that we have a big group of elders, but we can also agree that not just because you're older doesn't make you an elder. So I like to use you for an example because I can come to you and have conversations, and it's not like a pick me, that you always encourage, you always, um, you get me excited about doing content. So from your standpoint as an elder, is it a way that you can um, you can establish, uh, I don't want to say a system, but an understanding of who we should look at as an elder?
Who you should look at as an elder is anybody that's older and been on this earth because they have seen more. They have seen the way this is a revolving cycle. I mean, it's a revolving cycle, just even with life. I mean, the things that our parents dealt with, police brutality and stuff like this is a revolving circle. This is nothing new.
Would you say like all older people have that intent like you? Because it's even some older people on here, and not all. Not I wouldn't even say most, but there are people on here who sometimes won't present. They're not like you.
Well, I'm thankful that I'm able to live to just be 60, considering all the, you know, things I've been through in my lifetime. And it's my duty to talk to the young people and then to tell them. And so when I explain to people, like, things are important, like, I wasn't a physical worker, I was an office worker. Thank God I paid into Social Security and disability because I'm disabled now and I get close to $2,000 a month. So, there's a lot of things, um, that I tell people that they have to look into. Like, you got to pay your taxes, just different things like that. Because if you don't know, you're not going to do it. You don't know that you got to pay your taxes, you got to pay into Social Security. If you own your own business, I'm all for anybody owning their own business, but you just got to make sure you have everything in your affairs lined up where you're paying your taxes and paying into Social Security.
And that
And and if I tell that to a young person, it's not like I'm trying to crush your dreams. I'm just telling you this is the real world. Baby, you don't know if you're gonna get in a car accident, you might get cancer like I did, even though I got it late. But young girls get cancer young. What are you gonna have to back up in case these things happen? Like, these are life skills. I'm not trying to crush your dreams. I'm just trying to tell you, welcome to the real world. Because you might have 1,000 customers one day, and one thing. you can lose all of your customers. You I mean, are you going to be able to handle? Are you, when you say, that's why I said a lot of these things now, like TikTok audiences and YouTube content creators, you can't tell me nobody been in this for no 20 years and has had the same steady flow of income, because jobs like that to me is, everybody's always looking for the next best thing. So I wouldn't tell anybody to bank their life on TikTok or YouTube or something like that, because the next best thing will come and you will be replaced.
Hey, Mama, let me ask you this. Do you think it's a way we can establish just bonding with like-minded people? Um, because I think, like I said, getting with like-minded people, I think it's easier to establish that sisterhood. And like I said, once we do that, once that established, we'll have different avenues, different varieties where people can explore. Similar to like going in Walmart, shout out to Facts, but he said that we should be like Walmart. The more we have to offer people, the more people we can bring in, and the more people we can help. So I think establishing an understanding of having like-minded people is important.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of room um into bridging the gap, but like I said before, it's going to take a lot, a lot of nurturing, encouragement. We have to do away with, like Tay said, the jealousy, because that's a big part of why the sisterhood is the way it is now. Um, yeah, like she said, young people not listening to older people, getting knowledge, getting wisdom. I'm the total opposite. You can vouch for that. I learned something new from you and your siblings and even younger people out there in the world that I encounter. I learn something every day. Um, Part of it is going to be, or have to be, the younger generation wanting to listen and absorb the information that they receive from the older generation, and not looking at it as if we're criticizing what they're doing, or we don't think what they're doing is gonna work in the long run. That I don't do. If that's that person's dream, or one of their goals in life, hey, I push them and back them to do that. If they ask for my input along the way, I will definitely give them that. But bridging the gap, yes, it's a difficult path. But I don't think it's something that's not obtainable. It'll take a lot of work, a lot of dedication to do that. And with the younger generation, they have to be receptive of it. And not saying the older generation is always right, because we're not. The younger generation has gained a lot of knowledge on different areas in life, as far as technology and things like that. But bridging that gap and getting back to building a stronger sisterhood, it's going to take a lot. I see the uh I don't want to say competition, but I see every day how people, the younger generation, they just want to do their own thing. And if that's what they want to do, like I said, I encourage them. But I think being open minded, receptive, it's going to take a lot for them to be receptive of what we're trying to tell them, because they have their own thing. You know, like Tay said, your plan A, what you're doing now, it's moved from physical labor to the technology area of it. And I also feel that why I love technology, when it fails, you got to have a backup plan. I love computer systems, I love cell phones, but hey, they can something can happen where that goes out. You can't do that. You need a backup plan.
Solar flare.
Can I say this? And I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
get off the topic, and I want to get on to something else. But I do want to say that just because you do social media, there doesn't mean that there isn't a backup plan. If you're doing social media and say you're getting paid off TikTok, there are brands that are reaching out to you. There are sponsorships that you have. There are several things that's going on behind the scenes where I'm sure that platform is paying you pennies compared to what what a company is trying to pay you to sponsor whatever it is they want you for them. Nowadays, it's all about everybody is a lot of people are consuming, and it's all about buying products. And so people want the next best thing. But I'm gonna get off that, and I want to talk about, and it's still sisterhood, but I feel like if sisterhood, you stated that it would take a lot for us to do that sisterhood. And in a way, I kind of feel like yes, and I feel like no, because for sisterhood, I feel like for Black women, we already it. We're already the thing, okay? People already want to be us, want to look like us, might not want to go through the things that we go through, but we already are the it thing. Let's be honest, okay?
Right. And I truly get what you're saying, and I agree. Um, but like you said, there's still a lot of competition, and I think that's where the breakdown is. Instead of encouraging each other, supporting each other, backing each other, not everybody, I'll take that out. A lot of people look at it's a lot of materialistic thing that cause jealousy and hate. And as
Just like
far as the sisterhood, I still feel like now, even with just the sisters, if I can say, it's it's competition. It's, I want to be better than that person, or I want to have with that person, or I'm not going to speak to her because she thinks she's all that, um and better than the next person. But truly, they don't really get to know that person to know what they're thinking. That, this person may live in a glass house, drive all kind of expensive cars, and people may look at her, oh, she thinks she's better than me, and that may not be true. Talk to that person, you know dig into them, like me. I always encourage the younger generation, dig into my brain, get to know me. I don't get too close to people. That's just me. But if you come to me for help, knowledge, understanding, wisdom, whatever, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to inspire you. I'm going to help you reach whatever it is in life you decide or that you want to reach, whatever your goal is.
and that even go back
And
to what you said,
yeah,
Tay, about
yeah,
the
I
look.
want to chime in on something.
Mhm.
Um, Kate, do you perm your hair?
No, my hair is natural.
Oh, okay, great. Because
I'm natural. I've been natural for
yeah,
years. If you go
yeah,
to my
that's
video
great.
and have a
Because
good look at it,
now
I
that
show my
that
natural
they
hair.
have, it's been proven that relaxers cause cancer. Uh, you got people still perming their hair, and it's like, are you serious?
And she said YouTube people have to make ends meet. And I just feel like everybody's getting their money from a platform, and that's not true. There are
Yeah,
people that's
sponsor.
reaching. Yes, and I
Yeah,
think you know what I'm saying. The
it's
little
a
money that you get from TikTok, the little money that you get from YouTube, there is a company that's willing to pay you $3,000. See, look, listen, if y'all, it's things out here. These it's changing people's life. If anybody know Lakeith on TikTok, this man went from an apartment to, did you see what they moved into?
yeah.
Him and his family and his wife off of TikTok. It ain't TikTok that's paying his bills. It's the
It's
sponsorship.
the
That man got
sponsor.
sponsorship with Chipotle. He's doing commercials with Chipotle. Okay. TikTok is not paying his bills. It's the sponsorships that come with it. When you get to a certain point and you're able to move a group of people to buy a certain product, everybody wants you. And so everybody is willing to pay big bucks to get you to say, hey, buy this, buy that.
And I would say this: it's a pastor that my dad met who run a nonprofit organization, and I only had 180, and he want to put money behind me. Um, so I mean, it's more. It's just like in football or sports. You know, you get your contract, but then you also that's not what they make the bulk of
It's
their
the
money off of. Is
exposure. It's
yeah,
not about the little money that you get on the platform. It's the
is
exposure. And once you get the exposure, you'll have deals where people are asking you to do certain things and they're giving you money, they're breaking bread with you. It ain't no little YouTube money or little TikTok money that you're getting. It's life-changing money.
I say it like this too, because you it's different ways to do YouTube. You know, like me, I just come on here and hit live and make. But some people, this is a brand, and that brand don't just stay on YouTube. You know, it go to other social media platforms and also into commercial. And what I mean by that is getting those sponsors. You know, I know I met a guy. I didn't know he had a sponsorship with a T-shirt company. Um, so it's just different ways that YouTube is used. Some people use it for YouTube. Some people use it, like you said, is more of a marketing system for themselves and their product. They become the brand. They're a brand. They become the brand. Um, but
When you
it's
have
like
a touch and you're able to persuade people to do a certain thing,
Nate,
you know what I'm saying, you're golden.
realist.
Everybody is going to want to use you. You're golden because everybody's going to want you to persuade them to buy their product. It's just all about consumer. You know, it's all about having people buy whatever it is that they want. That's what the world we're living in now.
Right. And I don't want to give you the wrong impression of me. I'm not knocking YouTube, TikTok, none of that. If that's what works for people, hey, do it. I support a lot of uh people. I mean, my grandson is on YouTube. Hey, do your thing, do what you got to do. I am not knocking that whatsoever. But to lean back on what Miss April said about having a backup plan for the future, you know, that, and like I said, a lot of people's plan B is subconscious. They don't realize that they're looking into a plan B. Like, I was saying, okay, suppose, okay, you're a YouTuber, that's how you making the most of your money, and something happens to the platform, you lose followers, you're not, they're not contributing to your website or whatever you call it anymore. Okay, because there's something better. You're gonna look into something to make your product more uh what I want to say, people,
Competitive.
something, yeah, where people will want to come in, and then now you're back in your group. That's a plan B. Is if
But
your plan A, there's always a plan B, no matter what you're doing. I and a lot of people may not agree that that's just me, but it's like I said, maybe subconsciously, it may be you don't realize it until something happens, but there's always a backup plan.
and I think like I said, I believe is levels to it. And I think looking at it, I think the way Tay looking at it is different from the way it's being perceived, because she's saying YouTube is a tool, you know, is a tool. Like she is the brand. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, by her being the brand, even if she lose YouTube, it's her. You know, YouTube is just a tool. But like me,
Exactly.
I'm just a YouTube. I am an actual YouTuber. I am not the brand. So like I said, it's levels to it and it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Because if YouTube
so I
go
think
away,
that's
people are still going to be looking for you.
yeah. It's
They're
Right.
like
gonna wonder where you're at. They're still gonna follow you. Just because YouTube go away, don't mean nothing. There's other
Yeah.
platforms, so people are still gonna try to follow you and see where you're at. But I understand what y'all saying. I totally
Yeah.
get
And
what you're saying.
that to me, Tay, is it's a backup plan. It may not be what you planned for, but that's a backup plan because,
It's
like
a
you said,
backup plan, but it's
you're
still like I'm still going on with my vision. I'm not. It's not a backup plan to where I'm doing something different.
right, and your backup plan does not have to be something different than what you're doing. It's like you're okay. Let me say like this. Okay, you got a career, you got a job, you got a platform, you have whatever you have, you're making money. That stops working, you always have backup because it's what you do.
mm,
You now are your own backup plan. You are your own reserve. You know, I have something behind me because this of what I do. So if this doesn't work for me or stops working for me because I'm the one doing this, you're the product.
right.
You're what people are looking for. So no matter what happens with your what you're doing now, you know, if that stops working, you're still marketable.
It,
That's go ahead, son.
no, I was about to say it's like this. Like you're a nurse, right? So you got a nursing license. So even the hospital you work at will be YouTube for Tay. You know, so even if that hospital closed down, you still got a nursing license. You
Right.
see
Mm-hmm.
that,
And there's
and I
something
think,
else that I can do.
yeah, versus you working at that hospital and being grandfather in as a nurse. Now, when that hospital shut down, you don't have a license, so now you can't go. So that'd be the difference, you know. I think between what y'all saying, like,
Mm-hmm.
because you know how that was too, man. Because I seen that, you know, people who
Right.
was nurses, and then they wiped away that grandfather nurse. Like you had to have an education for it now, and now they got pushed down to patient caretakers. So they back if they would have went to school, you know, um, if they didn't go to school, they didn't have a plan B. So that's what that I think that's from more of the angle what Miss April was saying, like
Yeah.
versus having a license. You know, it's like it's levels to it. Um, but I want to say
Right.
this too about this.
Hey,
The
I am proud of you. I am proud of you for pursuing your dream and being a product. But I just have to tell you realistic facts that could happen. That's all. Like, I admire you. I think it's great that you follow your dream. But if I am to talk to you, I'm supposed to let you see the reality of, you know, what would happen if you got sick? What would happen with this? You know, those, and it's not like I'm not doubting you. But these are just things, and they wouldn't say that you don't even already have this in place. But when I start asking, like, okay, now, having your own business, you're going to have to pay your own taxes, you got to get your own health insurance, because these are things you have to do. Uh,
Right.
and
And
so, I'm not trying to tell you not to follow your dream, and and but I've got to tell you the realistic world what's out there.
right. And let me add this because this is what I was going to say before the word chimed in. I always have a backup plan. And it's not just if I lose a job at a hospital going to another one because I have a degree. My backup plan is my business. So if I get disabled, and can't work as a nurse, I have my business. Yes, I have to pay insurance. I pay for insurance now, because I travel state to state. I don't stay in one spot. So whatever I have travels with me. And this, I can go back to, and this is a sisterhood thing growing up, with my parents, my ancestors, my aunts, even my uncles, what have you. My dad told me when I was 9 years old, always have a backup plan, always be able to support yourself. So I can be honest with you. If I walk out the door today and get hit by a car, I'm straight because I have been planning since I initially started my first job. My 401k, okay, 34 years. You can imagine how that sits now. The business, and we have our family. Is my thing with the business, thinking, opening it and having that if something happens and I can't work, even if I lose my degree and can't work as a nurse, I have my backup plan. I have my retirement. I have my 401k. I have, like I said, the business. Yes, it takes a lot to run a business. It can be very expensive, but it's working for me. It's all about profit versus expenses, leaving headway. I made sure working all these years that if something happened to me, even if I die today, my kids are straight. If I get disabled, I'm good. And see, that's what I'm saying. And I know you're a little older, but it seems like we grew up with the same generation of people,
Yeah, yeah.
ancestors, elders telling us this stuff and making sure we have something to back us up.
Tay, do you have any children?
Did
I
we
do.
lose her? Oh,
I do.
Oh, okay. How many children do you have?
I have a son.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's nice. That's great. So yeah, you go for your dreams. You do everything you want to do. I was just giving you uh, some tips. I'm not trying to look down on you. I'm not trying to say that I'm smarter than you or you don't have it together. I'm just, I was just giving you some realistic facts because I've lived life longer and I see the way, it works. And so, and this is why I say with the communication, I want you to go for your dreams. I want you to think you number one, you the best. But at the same time, I just need you to remember, some things, you know. That's all. That's all.
I want to talk to the chat
Yeah.
and just everybody in general. You a dang fool if you don't have anything set up. So that is not what I'm talking about. I have a 4. I don't like to tell all my business, but I
Okay.
have a 401k. I have money saved up if something was to happen to me. I have life insurance. I have all of that. So I'm not
Okay.
going to sit up here and just act like, oh, it's just one plan and one plan only. And I have nothing saved up for my life. I have nothing going on. All this time I've been working, I don't have a 401k. I don't have stocks. I don't have bonds set up in an account. Come on now. I'm going to leave it at that.
Well, I am very proud of you, girl. I am
Yes.
very, I am very proud of you. I am proud of you. What kind of business do you have? How can I support you?
I don't have a business. I just do YouTube. That's it. Honestly.
Oh, okay.
I work. I have
Oh,
a job. So what I was stating was it wasn't me. I don't know if y'all were necessarily directing what I was saying was for me. That's not what I was saying. I was just saying in general how the world is changing. I wasn't saying me because I'm not that person that making them coins on TikTok or making them coins on YouTube. I'm just saying how the world is evolving around. Period. But yeah, I don't have just a business going on right now.
okay.
I work a regular job, a 9 to 5. I get it how I get it like mostly everybody, but I'm not trying to get it like that anymore. So I'm investing in other things. There are things that I'm working on as far as stock options. That's something that I want to do. So I'm starting to do that to where I can sit in the comfort of my bed and play with stocks and make money at home.
Well, I commend you. I commend you. And everybody's path in life is different, you know. But I commend you. Follow your dreams. Get you a vision board, honey. That you can look at so you can remind yourself of what your vision is. Believe in yourself. No matter what I say or anybody else say, you know, you still got to live your life for you. Hmm. Yeah. So, well,
Okay, Tay, let me ask you this. The same question that the word asked me. What do you feel that it's gonna take to get the sisterhood back to the way it was? Do you feel that's something we can do, build on, accomplish? And like what are your thoughts or opinions on that, and how do you think we can do it?
That's a tough question because how can we get the sisterhood back, right? Is that
Hmm.
that was the question?
Yes, to the level that it was, say, 15 years ago or 20 years ago. Because like you said, with the new age coming along, the electronic age, social networking age, all of that, we didn't have that, so we had to communicate with each other by other means. There was no cell phone. You can call. We had our house phones. You call, you talk, you communicate, you build, you help others,
Mm-hmm.
help each other. Um so with this new age thing, how do you feel we can bring that back, or at least get part of it back to where we feel like the sisterhood, okay, we did this, we're bonding, we're helping each other, we're encouraging, we're nurturing, we're doing all of that again?
I feel like until we start congratulating one another and being totally happy for each other. And I don't know if it's because uh and I hate to put it out there like the things that we just been through as black people that has separated us and why we don't have the sisterhood or anything like that. But I just feel like now social media is a gift and a curse. It's a gift because back in my day before social media came about, you could barely see anyone that looked like you that was doing good. The only way you was able to see somebody, for you to have dreams like I want to get out the hood, I want to make something of myself, you were only able to see that like on TV. And
Mm-hmm.
now social media has brought it to where you see it every day and you might not, sometimes it's a stunt, and that's the bad side of it because people be faking like they have it and they really don't.
Right.
But then you see a good side of it where you can see somebody on social media and they didn't have it. They wasn't doing, and you see the change, you see the progress, you see where when they first started to the end, and it gives you hope. It gives you like, damn, if they did it, I can do it too. It's not just on TV where you just see them automatically and you see them grow like that. No, social media, you can see it from beginning to end if they show that side of them. But I think as far as women, we have to, this is the thing I just feel like as black women, we the shit. Period. I don't care what nobody's saying. Excuse my language. You know,
Right.
we the shit, and I don't care what I just don't care what nobody say. Everybody, and sorry to the other races that's in here, but everybody want to be like us, but nobody wants to be like us. If that makes sense.
Yes. Yes, it does.
And
Yeah, it makes sense.
and we are the future. We are everything. You know, we when something changes, it's most likely because of us. We are very creative people, and I mean very creative. You hear me?
Yes, that I totally agree. But
And so
how
I feel like we're very great. But maybe a thing that Word had said one time is that because our race is so great, we don't have competition, so we fight against one another.
and that's exactly what I'm talking about right there. How do we build from we
We have to
already
start being happy for one another. We have to start congratulating one another and not hating on each other. Because let me tell you something. If and Hey, I'm just gonna keep it real. If you look at other races, they stick together. The Mexicans,
exactly
they gonna stick together. You hear me? And I don't even care if Mexicans don't even know each other and something going down, they're gonna stick together. They don't even know each other, but they're gonna stick together.
right.
White people gonna stick. Every other race is gonna stick together, but for some reason we can't stick together. Sometimes we can on certain things, but it's not always like that.
Let me say this real quick. The reason Cat Daddy is up here because this is Sensei. This is all women's panel, but I had
That's
to let
fine. He can come
Sensei
up
up.
here.
Yeah, Sensei. Yeah, I had to let Sensei up. Um, and let me say this real quick, Cat Daddy. But it's it didn't happen overnight, and it's not gonna be fixed overnight. But these are the conversations that sparked that initial movement towards the goal of establishing a sisterhood. And like it was said in the chat, I believe respect um, is the foundation. Once we establish that, I think the other things we can begin to implement. But that has to be the foundation. Us respecting one another. Cat Daddy, welcome.
Hey, I appreciate you. And hello to the ladies on the chat in the panel.
Hey,
Hey,
Cat Daddy.
What
hey,
up?
Hey,
Captain.
I'm glad everybody's doing good, and this is a great conversation. And I promise I'm gonna keep this quick because I know this is a women's panel. And but like I was telling the lady last night, be it a sisterhood, a brotherhood, a team, a group, or whatever it is that you're trying to function, we all need a vision that's followed by a mission statement, or mission. And so, if it's the sisterhood, what is the purpose of that sisterhood? If it's to better the community or, to whatever that mission is, because I don't want to attempt to speak for women. And then once you get that mission, then, there's tasks or, things that you have to do to support that mission. And everything that is counter to that mission, you have to strip it away, and that takes, a little bit of dedication, some honesty, some critical feedback, some responsibility and self ownership and onus of the good, bad, and indifferent. And that's like I said, and that's for the sisterhood, the brotherhood, parents, and everything. We have to know the end state so we can know which way we're going to travel to get there. And then we develop the course with little waypoints and plots along the way to make sure we're meeting our objectives and strip away anything that's keeping us from getting there. And with that, I'm gonna drop back down in the chat. And y'all be blessed. And this is wonderful.
Don't go.
Appreciate
Hey,
you,
Kay,
Sensei.
Kay.
Yeah,
Huh?
stay and hang out with us. We don't mind.
You
You
don't
can be
mind.
the
Kay,
exception.
Yeah.
Kay.
Yes.
Huh?
Do you do you whoop your child?
No, my child is grown, so he not grown,
Oh, okay.
but
Oh, did you
he's
whoop him?
older. I did at one point, but I don't do that now because I don't have time to be. Um, I don't like the energy of whooping and this and that. I've gotten to the point now that that's just something that I don't want to do, and I'd rather just take things from you and things like that. But hey, the Bible says, spare the rod, spoil the child." So
Yeah, I know a lot of young girls, and now they don't, they don't whoop their kids, and they don't want them to have whoopings. So I don't babysit them. Yeah,
Yeah, you about to get my sister on the panel.
yeah, I don't. Now that's one thing I don't do. And
and then
Terry knows.
I don't think these kids need to be in the room all day long on a doggone computer game.
Right. Good night, panel. Good night. Good night, everybody on the panel.
Hey,
Hey,
Terry.
Good night,
Terry.
everybody in the chat.
Hey, yeah, I'm
Hey.
gonna drop down because I'm getting sleepy.
I just
Okay,
wanted to
Appreciate you,
say
Okay.
Miss April.
something real quick.
I'm gonna be in the chat. Okay.
Appreciate you, Miss April.
I just wanted to jump up and say something real quick. I'm gonna jump back down in a minute. I just wanted to go off what Tay had said um about everybody sticking with their own race, with their own selves, right? The thing is, how do we get ourselves back to that place? You understand? Because as we look at it now, everybody is invited to the party. We don't have a party for ourselves.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So if this one is sticking with their race, that one is with their people, this one is this one, but we's the only ones that can't come together wholly, fully. How do we do that without inviting others to the party? We have to have our own party.
I
Right.
would
To
say,
get out
I
where I'm
would,
coming from. You understand what I'm saying? It's not to disrespect nobody and nobody race and nobody nothing. But the whole point is we as a people have to do it together as a people.
I would say this. I will add this, Cherry. First, I mean, I talk about this, right? I talk about how really there's really when you look at historical factors, there's no such thing as African American. Even the melanated people from Turtle Island, I have native blood. So, will I be considered, you know what I'm saying, like African American or black? Um, we have to, this is why I come into the like minded, because we the only people on this planet who had our identity took. So, a lot of us don't know who we are or where we come from.
Facts. I was about
So,
to
Hmm.
get on that.
So trying to bring every melanated person together, we see what happens when that happens. They
It,
sold out Martin, they sold out Malcolm, they sold out Fred Hampton, they sold out Huey P. Newton. Anytime we had a progressive move in the name of black, it was somebody black who sold us out. And I can argue that they wasn't even from the same tribe, because if we talk about the transatlantic slave trade, right, and we agree that the black people over here came from Africa, even those Africans wasn't from the same tribe, so they were over there fighting before they came over here. And even if we say we all from Turtle Island, we all the native people who were here weren't together. So I think it's important to establish that like-mindedness, and you do that
Mhm.
because once you get a group of people who come together, like Cat Daddy said, with a mission, that mission becomes greater than an individual. So that's what we have to establish. And we can do that with color or without color. Um, I understand what you're saying 100%. Um, because every other group, any place you go in the country, you have a Mexican town, an Asian town. You don't have, I guess, when you call a black town, it's the hood, and those people aren't coming together bonding with one another. So we
Nope.
have to find that common ground, and I think is like Cat Daddy said, what are we coming together for? The prosperity of one or all. If you can get enough melanated people to come together for the prosperity of melanated people, that's how you do it. But it's still these conversations still have to be had, because we have to establish a code and standards. Um, and everybody ain't invited. It can't be.
Well, that's the thing. Everybody is already invited. So that divided is gonna stay divided. And that's what that's gonna be. That's what that's gonna be. Because the sisterhood and the respect for one another and the this and the that, all of that is really out the window. You understand what I'm saying? Just like your mother was saying, good night, mama word. Just like your
Oh,
mother
she
was
dropped off.
saying, she has been in nursing for 33 years, right? She dedicated her life to that, right? But she says she have to have a backup plan, and she have her backup plan.
Right.
You understand? She stayed in that, dedicated to that for 33 years. But people get on YouTube ain't in it for 1 year, and they ready to run. They complaining.
Right.
They ready to run and they complaining. They gone. Oh, I can't do this. It's too hard. That. A police officer is the same thing. All jobs, every job you have is the same thing. It's either you want to dedicate to that, or you don't.
Right. Okay. Let me ask you this question: Is how do you feel? And this is going back to sisterhood again, because just from what I've seen and experienced, we tend to look at, and this is not a general statement for everybody, or how we're treated by everyone else, but people of color have always looked at the white man as the threat. To me, with the sisterhood, I feel that we're our own threat, because we're not bonding, we're not coming together, we're not supporting each other, we're not nurturing each other. What do you feel is happening on that perspective? Do you agree, disagree? Like, what's your perspective on that?
What I see is that I am one individual, right?
Right.
I'm not the billions of people in the world. I am
Mhm.
one individual, which can do how many tasks in 24 hours? right? If I'm on YouTube, like we're talking about support, if I'm on YouTube and I'm supporting you, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I fall off a little bit from supporting you. Don't you still have to grow yourself? You still have to advance yourself.
Right. And that's true. Each individual has to look at themselves, what they want, what their goals are, what they want to achieve. But looking at the sisterhood, I'm thinking on a broader level, mainly because this is what the topic of the chat is. How do we bring that bond back?
Until everybody
It's
realize who they are, until people realize. See, this is what I think, maybe because you got Christianity and you got history mixed in it, and until we realize who we are, some gonna get it and some not gonna get it. So some will be able to. I can't really answer that question because I'm gonna be honest.
it's just like everybody in the world is not going to be saved. At the end of the day, like they say, oh, you're going to be saved, you're going to be saved. Everybody's not going to be saved. You understand? It's people
Mm,
here doing bad, it's people there doing good. You understand what I'm saying?
right. I
On that,
know,
on that broader,
everybody's different, you know,
everybody is different, but it does
right.
start with the respect for one another. You understand? Especially as melanated women. You understand what I'm saying? Because at
Yeah.
the end of the
And
day, we
that,
can sit on face to face and we know each other. You understand what I'm
right.
saying? I
Yeah,
can't get
I
somebody
got
else's
you.
experience, my experience. If I knowing what my people went through, you understand? Somebody else's experience is not my experience.
I will say this. I think the first thing that should be established is respect. I
Of
mean,
course.
to
Mm-hmm.
even begin the process, everyone, and then there's other tools. Like if you look through I'm about to say playlist. You look through the video. This is the stuff I talk about. The things that keep us separated. A lot of it is communication, respect, understanding one another. We did a video on compassion last night. Having all these different things for not only ourselves but for one another. I think that's the key, and that's why I talk about them. I can talk about history. I can talk about religion all day, um, but I'm using the things within those aspects that I utilize that humbled me, that gave me compassion to interact with people on different levels. But that's the key is respect. Once respect is established and is solidified as a foundation, then trust will come along. You know, once trust come along, and like I said, none of this stuff it wasn't dismantled overnight. It took a period of time, so it's going to take time to put it back
To
together.
mend it back. Yes,
Yeah, it's
Right.
absolutely.
going to take time, but
Absolutely.
this is the beginning, though. These conversations, because now we're actually talking about it. We're talking. Not only are we talking about it, we're looking for solutions. We can talk all day about how, um, and if you look through the internet, that's what mainly you see. And in my just my personal opinion is people complaining about things too much. 'Cause that's all they do is talk about what's broke, what's not working. Okay, let's talk about how to make it work. Because if it was there before, it was established. If our ancestors established it, we can too.
Let
Right.
me ask you this word,
They do that on YouTube all day.
yeah,
Complain, complain, complain.
Hmm.
Kaylani say get the money. I feel like yeah, we need the money, but still, if you're not financially literate, you're not even gonna know what you're gonna blow that money, and then you're gonna be looking sick, But
You got to change the mind first.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
your
Hmm.
mind
Uh-huh.
frame got to be changed when you get that money because if not, you just gonna run right on through it, and you still gonna be effed up. But I wanted to ask your mom and just other people, do you feel like back in the day, the only reason did the sisterhood have something to do with it? Because back in the day, it was like you had the Black Party movement, the Black Panther, you had all of these movements that
Segregation.
was coming together. And since the black men were coming together, it kind of pushed the black women to bond and form a sisterhood?
Um, yeah, that's kind of a difficult question to answer, but from what I've seen growing up, with the black movement and all of that, I think it did encourage the sisterhood. Once they saw, okay, Martin Luther King, like the word said, Malcolm X, all of them, and what they did. I think mainly with the sisterhood, with respect, I think a lot of it comes to nurturing, the younger generation and bonding. I think it's a lot has to do. We have to do a lot of nurturing, encouraging, supporting one another. Because, like I said, I feel we are our biggest threat. But I do see the transitioning in, like I forget who it was in the comments saying about, black people need more money. There
Hey,
is
Lonnie.
yeah, there is transitioning going on, and I don't think a lot of people see it, but I see it
Oh,
in
I
a
see it.
lot of people of color starting their own business. There's a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of movements out there for supporting black owned businesses, and I'm one of them. I support them in whatever way I can. If it's through buying their products, sharing their businesses, getting the word out there, hey, this company's great, let's help them along the way. But then you still see other people that are jealous of what they're doing and trying to do something to break that.
Hmm.
And that's why I say we're our biggest threat. And it's not just the women of color, it's the men of color.
Mhm.
We get all upset when a white man kill a black man, but we're not looking at, okay, black men are killing black men, they're killing more, we're killing more of ourselves than the white man do. And but I do feel that's coming through the white man. They're putting things out here that encourage us to harm and kill one another. We don't see it, but it's
Mhm.
there. We may see parts of it, but it's there. They're the ones that's, created these drugs. Okay, this drug dealer killing this drug dealer. We're killing each other off more so than the white man's killing us off. And I think until we build that bond, support each other, recognize what's happening, we're still dwindling. They don't want us to build that bond because and my son tells me this all the time. You, with supporting each other, gain knowledge on what's really going on. They don't want us to know who we are, where we came from, and because that's a threat to them. They don't want to see us doing better than they are. More so of our people of color don't want us to be better than one another. I think we need to keep pushing and getting a word out there. Hey, your sister's doing this, support her. Be it product selling. um I can't remember offhand the woman that showed, I don't want to call her the bead lady, but you know who I'm talking about. um supporting each other in what we're trying to do. If it's a YouTube channel, through selling things, if it's a community thing, supporting each other through black owned businesses. But Kalani, we can make that money. you know it
Hey,
take
one
go
second.
to that black owned business and
1 second. Let me. Hey, Yak, I apologize. I let Cat Daddy up because he the sensei, but this is an all women's panel, bro. We gonna do the men tomorrow, and I appreciate it. You come through and hit that
Let
panel
yeah
ground,
come
bro.
up.
Let Yak come up. Okay, all women's panel.
How
All
y'all
women.
doing? I not mean to intrude on nobody, man, but how everybody doing tonight?
Hey,
Good. How
we're
you
good.
Good,
doing,
How are
good.
man?
you?
Man, I'm blessed, blessed. This man, great topic though. Great topic. I hear y'all.
I feel
Yeah.
like to get
Hello?
off of what we not doing, I feel like we are doing a lot though. We are supporting because black dollars go a long way. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we
Yeah,
out here supporting black business. We are
Mm-hmm.
movement. You are seeing things change. You are seeing somebody that looks like you on the TV screen now, or somebody that you can relate to now. Because I know growing up, I couldn't see much of that, but some rappers on TV or some
that's
basketball players, you know.
true.
And now you can actually see some real business people out here. You got people that are coming up with black dolls that you can actually wash their hair with real human hair. A doll that looks just like you. Not nobody that got a different skin color, but a doll that looks just like you. You got black cartoons that look just like you. When I was growing up, I don't even think I saw a damn black cartoon on TV.
It's
Mhm.
true.
No,
Man,
I never saw that before. But now you have black cartoons on TV. So we are getting to a point where we are coming together. You are seeing a difference. You're seeing people that look just like you wherever you go now. And I feel like that representation of us is very important growing up. When you can find something or someone that looks just like you and they are in a certain position, it gives you hope.
this is the
Because
power.
when you living in the hood and you see nothing but violence and poverty around you and you don't know how the fuck you gonna get out. Sorry, mom, I'm sorry, because you don't know how the f you gonna get out of this situation. You need some hope.
Man, can I chime in?
Yep.
All right, man, how y'all doing? All right, now definitely right, sis. It is a lot of positives that's going on. We also have to press to our youth that you can be more than just rappers that they see now. You can be more than just basketball player or said athlete. And we talk about the police, how police and the disconnect with the community. We have to push to these kids also, man, it's okay to be a police. It's okay to be a lawyer. It's okay to be a judge. We got to push those issues to these kids like police can't be taboo. The only way we're gonna have change with the police department is we have some of our kids that's inside the police department as well, people that can connect with the people that they're looking at every day. We got to quit playing like pressing to our kids like these people of authority is all taboo. The system itself might be taboo, but it's okay to get a career in the police force and build from the inside out. We gotta push those issues as well.
Facts. I've been saying that.
Yeah.
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 Not only
Um,
that, it's just you got people, you see businesses where women are saying, I have my own loungewear and I make over six figures a month. You have people that saying, hey, I sell hair and I make over six figures, or I have my own t-shirt business, or whatever it is that they do, you see it now. And it's just when I was growing up and younger, it was always about go to the bank and have a business plan. It's different now and things are changing. And I feel like
Support.
we are supporting each other because at one like when COVID hit and stuff like that, it was all about black businesses. And if people are not conscious, I see it. Like you said, mama, you see it, you see things changing. I see things are changing too, because my eyes is open and I
Yeah,
peep a lot of things. And now you used to didn't see black people in commercials,
Right.
but you see black people in commercials now. You see somebody that look just like you in a commercial. You didn't used to see a lot of black meteorologists on TV. Now all of a sudden, all these black meteorologists are popping up on TV. It's crazy to me, and they're popping up on TV with their natural hair.
Right.
mhm.
They're
Man,
not popping up on. You see people on regular commercials with their natural hair.
and that's a beautiful thing. We just have
Yes.
man, black people spend the most money in this country out of every other race. We just have to buckle down and decide to black products is good as any other product. We got to shop with our own as well and shop. You know what I mean? You don't cut no other products off. We also just got to implement our own and support our own as well.
Right.
Exactly. And
And
that's a
that's
yeah, go ahead, Mom.
no, that's what I was saying, that I see that we are transitioning, we are moving forward in supporting each other in black owned businesses. And like I said, that alone should be an encouragement to us, supporting, if you have your own business, black on, encourage that next person. Hey, you're good at this, be it doing hair, doing nails. Get out there and get your own, because it's not going to be
Ownership.
given to you. That's something, we need to encourage each other to do. And I see us doing it by supporting the black owned businesses. Yes, I feel it can be done. It can be, a lot better. We
Or
can throw out more support, get the word out there to support each other more. And like Kalani said, get that money. That, hey,
and let's start. I don't mean to cut you, man, but let's start teaching our kids about ownership instead of teaching our kids to go to somebody else.
right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? We
And
got to start teaching.
that's probably where it's going to have to start,
Yeah. If
or
we
it
teach
should
our
have
kids
been
that
started.
we still go to school, go to college, get yourself in debt to get a
Right.
degree that you hope you start a career.
And not to go back to that, but that's what I was trying to explain. Like the older community, the elder community wants you that they're focused on that. And it's like, no, we're not about that anymore, going to college and it's people
And
that have actual it's people have trades that are going to a trade school and making six figures a year.
you put
Right.
all that money into college, and man, you in debt before you started making any income off a so-called career. Plus, another thing, this is my opinion.
Hmm.
We need to stop putting our kids out of the house as soon as they turn 18. Because as soon as our kids hit 18, bam, they got to go. You look at other races, man, they'll let their kid establish and pay bills in that household so
Exactly.
they can own that house, so their family can buy that.
Terry.
It's
You
true.
understand what I'm saying? Like, listen to me. Rent that basement out to them instead of them going to sign a lease that they really not prepared to
Hmm.
understand that, pay that rent on time every month, pay that light on that. You know what I mean? We got to stop shoving our kids right out the door. Man, rent their ass down in that basement, pay rent to your mom, and then finish paying the household off. And this house is owned. Then then you move out when they really prepared to be on their own. We throw our kids to the wolves too fast, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Let me give a shout out. Hey, Maureen, appreciate you, sis.
Hey,
Who else?
Maureen.
Miss Queen Nunu
No, no.
in the
No.
building.
I'm not saying
Appreciate
let them stay home and sit there with their feet kicked up, funky feet, and not doing nothing and just laying there. That's not what I'm saying. If the kid trying to man, trying to work and trying to build, man, we can't always just throw our kids out here to this world and hope they figure it out.
It's true. It's true. Though.
I, I think
It's a
I
good
think the
thing.
one thing we've lost, like, as a people, as melanated people, is trust among each other as a group.
Hmm. Hmm.
If you pull back the calendar and go back, 3, 4, 5 decades ago, we all had a common enemy,
Yeah.
and that enemy, you know, also helped us bond with each other. So not only did we have our color in common, our enemy was also a common enemy. And that forced a level of trust upon us, because it was right there in our face that if we can't do it together, then we won't be able to do it.
Mm.
You
Oh,
know,
and
so,
Cat Dad, let me just build on that real fast. But that's the thing, though, is like back then we trusted each other, but now
mhm.
it's to a point that is different because they have gotten smart and they've learned to break up that. And so now you'll see people on TV that look just like you, but behind closed, they're not like you.
We allow
They're not-
it to get broken up. We break it up, to be honest.
just like the word said, with MLK and Malcolm X and everybody else, it has been our own that was compromised. That, you know, inside of operation.
Y'all gonna be pissed at me, but sometimes when I be seeing these political people on TV and then they be with somebody from a different, I'll be like, how can I vote for you? Even though I don't vote, but I'm just saying it doesn't make me feel good inside.
And we got. He hit it on the nose. Trust. I wound up a few years back. I moved back to Chicago. I said, man, I'm gonna open up a clothing and shoe store right in my neighborhood I grew up in, right in the heart of the hood where I was born and raised. I opened up. I had quality clothing, quality shoes. Most of the people rode right past me and went to shop with the Arabs and went to shop with the so-called name brand store. And I got the same thing, cheaper price. They would ride right past you. They don't trust our word is our quality being good. We don't trust each other. We got to stop being taboo against what they looking in the mirror at.
But let me tell you something about black people. And I ain't even gonna hold you. One thing I do is I don't have a problem spending my dollar with black people. But sometimes some of us are foul. I ain't even gonna lie. And
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
rather take my dollar to the white man versus take it to you.
But we see, but
And
Because
tell you,
you
that
like
goes
the
right back into what I
scheme,
was saying about
you
trust.
like the scheme, you like the plot, and you like to do it. And I'd rather take it to the white man because I know he gonna do it right. And you gonna over here try
so
to scheme and
some
plot on my dollars, and I ain't got time for that.
And that goes
and it's
right
like
back into what I was saying about trust. Like if you have a black owned business and I want to support you, but maybe your product is lacking or your customer service is crappy, you know, if I put a little note in the comment box, is it going to get read and is the issue, going to get the attention it deserves, or will I be met with attitude?
it's a fact. We got to be willing to
Because
take
I don't want right. I
criticism.
want to spend my money, but I don't want to spend my money. I don't mind like if a business startup, you know, I don't mind going there and being a loyal patron through the building phase. But if there are obvious flaws and issues, and there, and I bring them up with respect, and and all of that, and I get kicked in the face, then I'm not coming back.
That's totally man. We because we
You
got
know,
we have to stop promoting being the yo boy is cool. No, it's not. Being ignorant ain't okay, and that's not the black way. We got this promotion that man to be a so-called black man, you have to be either not a masculine man or overly thug man. That's the only that's what they push to us as the image of black man, and that's the total false.
Mhm.
It's total false,
But why do you think they do that?
man. Psychological,
Hmm.
psychological.
I don't know. I had the luxury of growing up in East Texas, and the community I grew up in. Uh, my fifth grandfather helped establish the town after the Civil War. And I
Okay,
was able to hit the internet and find the actual history, and the initial plots of land that were given to the freed slaves came from a white family. And one of my uncles is one of the trusts within that white family. And
wow.
so for me, I kind of look at this just a little bit different because,
Mhm.
I know firsthand how good white people are can be an integral part of our growth.
They're not all
Because
bad. Sometimes we got to give them a chance. It's some we have to give a chance to. All of them, we can't label the same way we don't expect. Cause I hate this. I might have a rougher exterior, but I always got labeled as man. They expected me to have been in jail, been done jail time. I've never done no jail time. They expect me to be this super thug. That's not who I am. I love an open dialogue and conversation, but the same way I hate that we can't. As soon as we look at a white person, expect racism automatically. We have the it's give and take on that.
It is give and take on that. Watch how they does watch us when we walking down the street. You clutching your purse, you moving away. I be watching some things like Tay say on TikTok. Like certain things you try to interact with them, they so scary. Like, oh my gosh, you're gonna harm me. Like stop that foolishness. Stop it. It's a
Yeah,
human being to another human being. Since we really want to talk that. It's
yeah,
not about black and white no more. It's about human being and human being. So why you just acting freaking stupid?
When I was
But,
in my young,
and honestly, your history has shown me that you are the one. You're the killer. You're the thief.
Y'all kill
I
the
should
earth.
be clutching my
Y'all ruin
pearl
the earth.
when you walk by.
Get the hell out
I
of here.
should be locking my damn door because I don't know if you're gonna steal me or not. Because your history has shown
yeah,
what you
yeah.
have fucking done. Oh,
These
excuse me.
countries built on,
What you have done.
yeah.
Right. I'm gonna start to clutch my purse too. Hold my purse a little tighter. Move away, move away. Like, come on, that's foolishness. So it's vice versa. The
Yeah,
same way they have to look at us, if it's supposed to be we looking at them that way and them looking at us that way, but you ain't really getting to know me and you clutching your freaking purse. When is the black man, if you leave your purse on the freaking bus, he gonna pick it up and bring it back to you. That's how good people we have too. Not all
yeah.
of us is freaking
Especially,
shady like y'all think.
as I'm a man, I have a man. When I was younger, in my stupid days, let me be. When I was walking across the street one time, and the man and his, I guess, assume his wife, they hit their locks, and I'm crossing the street. I'm like, damn, I'm the last person that ever jump in your car, harm any one of y'all. I jumped in the car, just touched their hood, and just you know what I mean? Just big, cause like, man, you can't be that afraid.
Of a
It
human being.
was my younger dumb days, but I'm like, man, I would never do nothing like that to
Come
harm you.
on.
But you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. That I hate that. That really bothers me.
It's still done today. It's still done. It's still done. Y'all watching us strange, like, especially like when you move into the hood, you watching me strange like I ain't live here all my life. You just got here, yo, bro. You just got here. And you watching me like I the one that don't be that not supposed to be here. Like go where you go. Yo, I'm telling you, it's still happening. See it every day.
And we just have to, man, look at the and push each other, man. Push each other to greatness, man, to stop holding each other back, man. For real.
I don't know. I guess to kind of go back to the conversation of the sisterhood, um, because I think if I'm able to be on here tomorrow, one thing that I'm going to challenge the men to do is find a mentee, find someone to mentor.
Yes.
You know, uh, recognize what talents we have as individuals
Mm-hmm.
that we can spot in another person, even if they don't recognize their talent, but you see that talent in them and mentor them, and try to help them, capitalize on their strengths while simultaneously improving their weaknesses.
And we can't be afraid of these young kids. We got to, man, got to talk to them. I'm not afraid to talk to them. I always reach out to them and just give them a word of man confidence, man. You ain't got to do this. We need to do more of that.
You know what? Something I
Mhm.
thought of just now is that maybe the reason why the sisterhood is not the same too is that back then when the sisterhood was on point, black women was somewhat living a soft life. They were being, they had a husband and they could be feminine. And now maybe, times have changed and black women are becoming, we are not so much living the soft life. We
We
out
not,
here working very hard as much as a man,
yeah.
and we out here grinding. And maybe it's because that's the reason why that we're so focused on getting our money, getting the bag, and we maybe can't come together.
That was
That
structured
kind
to
of
do.
makes sense. I don't
You know,
know.
they promoted, man, and man, I love women in empowerment. Don't get me wrong, but they pushed for a lot of years. You don't need a man. You don't need a man. You don't need a man. And a lot of black
Mhm.
women took that to heart. And man, man, they come down strong on some brothers too. Y'all got it, man. That's got to let a man be a man also. So I understand what you're saying.
Did that make sense what I was saying? I think,
Yes.
It did.
I kind of feel like.
The good old fashioned ways. It used to be, man. Women used to be more meek. Now women, man, women jump in your chest. Man,
It is,
respectfully, I love, man. I love what you.
but y'all being less meek and y'all sitting back and letting it jump.
No,
Yeah,
they. See,
you know
but we
what
have
I'm
to be
saying?
careful.
Y'all being more girly now.
As well. We have to be worthy of being treated as a man, the head of a household. We gotta carry ourselves that way as well.
Okay, got that boy back to sleep. So I was about to say this too. Watch out, yeah, because she gonna tell you about how men wearing dresses now. I wouldn't go there with.
I'm open to it, man. I'm open.
she gonna she gonna
They,
tell you
they
about men giving weird tutorials and stuff. So yeah, don't. But I think this honestly, I think we need to start with respect. Uh, I'm not a woman, but when we do have the guys panel, what I'm gonna say is the foundation is respect. We just have to respect one another for who we are and what we are. If you can tolerate someone, tolerate them. If you can't. Respect them, not to deal with them. You know, respect should be used in different ways. It can be used with an interaction and a non-interaction. So, I think that's the foundation. And to get to establish that sisterhood, I'm not a woman. But the things I see from the outside looking in is we got to get rid of the competition and we
Right.
have to
Right.
compliment one another. JC
Hmm.
family,
But
happy birthday, bro.
I think that'll never end, because I feel like you always have that, you always have that competition. That's just what it is. Some people are going to be threatened by that. Me
But I'm gonna say,
personally, I can't relate. I just can't relate to being threatened by somebody, that's doing better than me, because somebody that's doing better than me, I want to get close to you because I want to learn how
what
to
you do
come up like you.
but
exactly.
I'm
Hmm.
gonna say that I'm gonna say this too. Remember what I said at the beginning. This is not for everybody. This is an exclusive club. You can't let everybody
Gotta
in.
be.
That's our
Hmm.
problem. That's what happened with the
Hmm.
Black Panther Party. That's what happened with the Civil Rights Movement. You let everybody in, and you was willing to accept anybody. No, you have to display these certain characteristics. You have to have this certain ideology. You have to be willing to contribute to the prosperity of the group. Because when
Yeah,
the group
everybody's
is
not working
prosperous,
in a
everyone
circle.
is prosperous, and
Hmm.
that's it. And that's it. There's no dilly dallying around it. It is what it is. If you
It
can't
is what
conform
it
to
is.
this, you're done. You don't
It's
need to
like
be
a
here.
susu hand.
Mhm.
It's a damn susu hand. You ain't gonna contribute to the susu hand. Get your behind out the susu hand. Period.
And ain't nothing, man. I love a strong sister, man. But it's man. Sometimes, man, when women nowadays are so independent, it's a disconnect at times. You know what I mean? From what I see. You know what I mean? My wife walks side by side with me. She don't walk behind me, so I'm not in this. I'm just saying what I see from the outside looking in.
Hey,
I
do
mean, but if we
you?
if we're being honest, I mean, there are a lot of independent women, but there are a lot of women have to be independent as well.
Say it again.
Hmm.
Right.
Hmm.
A lot of women are forced to be independent.
Yep.
Hmm.
For
Thank
we
you.
can throw out 100 reasons why. And we all know what they are, or most of them
Right.
anyway. And so some of this is just survival,
Yep.
and then once a woman or anybody is, have to behave a certain way for so long, that becomes a part of them. And and I can get a story. When I was in the army, and when I went to Korea, and I think I've said this before, and when I came back after a year, my wife was still trying to do everything because she had to literally be independent for a year. And it took about 3 months for her to realize, oh, wait a minute, you are home. I
She's
don't have to
home.
do all this stuff anymore. I can sit back now and chill and, go back to being me.
That come down to us men have to be men, not just being as the sex of a man. We have to be men.
But we
Carry
have to
And
ourselves.
earn that woman's trust so that she can let us be the man.
That's a fact.
Right. That's a big part of it. I feel anyway.
Hmm.
Because if we're not going to be the man of the house, the woman will step in and be the man of the house
By nature. That by
by
nature.
nature
Yeah.
Hmm.
And do
because
you feel like
she
a
has.
woman?
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Do you feel
Go
like
ahead.
a woman can respect a man if he's not contributing?
I
I
can't
don't think
speak. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. Me personally, I don't think so. Just because I think every woman has an idea of what a perfect man is and how he behaves and his character and all of that stuff. And I don't think any woman has that image in her head of a dude that just lays around all day.
lays around. She get up and go to work. He's sitting up playing PlayStation.
I'm gone.
You can't expect her to come home and man.
But
No dinner cook, nothing.
I would ask this too. What up, Lovey? I would ask this too. If a man is not contributing, is that even a man?
Mm,
Facts.
You see what I'm saying?
big facts.
Because I
Right.
don't care if I ain't got a job. If this stuff needs to be done, and that my job is to provide and to
Pride
protect.
and protect.
That's just by design, by nature. So if I'm not doing that, am I even a man? It's
Mm-hmm.
some instances where women will make more than men, but that don't mean you sit on your butt. That you're not a man.
Mm-hmm.
You are a son now. And I
True.
don't, and Tay, I always give you this pushback. I don't like being compared to them people because that's not what it is. That's not a
Mhm.
man. That's a male who haven't matured.
Facts.
And what happens, in my opinion, the disconnect comes from because you're comparing a male to a man, and you're accepting males as men. And when women do that, they get a male and they get upset because they thought it was a man, just because it is of age and it has a thing, and
Right.
that's not true.
That
Then the
that
next man get convicted because of the last boy.
Yep, yep. Because I like that.
right. And that that goes back to a podcast from about a month ago that the word did, and
That's so
labeling
weird.
men. You say you got a man, but do you really have a man, or do you have a boy?
No. She's
I mean, that's something to think about.
Facts.
Because I was blessed, with the same man growing up as a kid. We grew up together, and
Oh, that's
I
dope.
know he's a real man. And to be honest, if something ever happened to him, it would be very hard for me to find another man like him because of what you said. I'm going to look for someone that's just like him or treated me like he does. And I may think I'll never find that. And that's, where the trust comes in. You got to trust somebody, but then you trust somebody and you get with them, marry and move in, whatever, and it's a completely different person. This man don't want to get up off the couch. He don't want to help you pay the bill.
Uh-uh.
And,
No,
and
observe them first. Observe. That ain't about that trust thing. You have to observe them. Observe their lifestyle. Observe how they moving with you.
observe their
Them things you
wants.
have to look at too.
I
You know
think
what I'm saying?
we.
If the man, if you just have a man and he just coming there um to deal with you in that sexy way and just to sit up on your couch and watch you with your damn face when you do it, you better get your ass out my house. You don't belong
And
here. You don't
I'm
belong
not
here.
talking older women, but like younger women coming into relationships. Sometimes women might be more advanced and moving along than it's okay to help help that man boost his morale and boost his drive. Now, if it ain't working, do what you got to do. But sometimes young ladies will get there before we get there, also. So you can't cut them off immediately all the time. You gotta. It's a little give and take.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
that's true.
sometimes,
That's why
sometimes
you have
men
to
need a woman
observe them.
to reach their full potential to help them reach their full potential.
And that's why you have to observe them. Observe them.
and
People
Tay.
falling in love one, two, three. You ain't even know the man from your backhand and you talk about love.
I
What?
think
You
one of
ain't
the
even
coolest
observe the
things.
man. You know where the man been, you know where he going, you know where he coming from? No.
One of the
You have
coolest
two, three
things I've
children with
heard.
the man already. Look how much women don't get with these men, and these men end up killing the women and the children. That's not even theirs. Y'all have to observe these damn men. Observe them. Y'all go ahead, yes. Talk about trust.
Right.
Trust,
One
observe
of the
first.
coolest things, one of the coolest things I've heard that I'm going to tell my son when he starts coming into his own is to become the man of his dreams before he looks for the woman of his dreams.
Right. You have to do you first.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Be the man you want to be that you need to be. Because, in a sense, it's unfair to a woman for you to change halfway through because you realize that, you're not who you want to be or where you are.
That's a fact.
That you completely have to alter course and go a completely different direction
Mm-hmm.
That
because
sounds good, Cat
she
Daddy.
accepted you, she accepted you for who you are, you know, not necessarily for who you finna be.
You're gonna turn out. Yep. Big.
Yeah.
I agree.
I
The man should
disagree with
already
that.
come with his own stuff, with his own package. Come with your own loadings.
Mama, she ain't playing. She
No,
We
but
got
I
to look.
I feel like that. I feel like the man should come. You understand? Just like what the gentleman here said. You know what I'm saying? He want to teach his son that. Of course, because at the end of the day, you don't you listen. If you don't have it together, don't get yourself no wife. Cause you can't call yourself no man. Ain't nobody coming Father's Day telling you happy boy day. That's what they're gonna tell you, happy boy day, when you're not a man. They're gonna tell you happy boy day.
that
I'm
is that is
still in that cherry.
And I think,
The
and I
girl
think
that's
we just
ready
have to,
to,
and I
to
said
deal
this
with a
before.
wife. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, you have a
Yeah,
little girlfriend because what they really looking for is a girlfriend. When you talking about wife commitment, having children, building a family, boy, you better have it popping.
And I've said this before. We have to know ourselves so we can know what we want from the other person. If a man wants to be the breadwinner and he wants his wife to be, the stay-at-home housemaker type, then that's what he needs to pursue.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Like I
that's
say, not trying to force square pegs into round holes.
yeah, that's
You know,
almost not nowadays in 2023. You almost you all if you're gonna be a two-parent household, you almost both parents almost have to be working now, depending on career status and everything. It almost man, and most women not gonna sit still like that nowadays. That's almost a fantasy, man. Looking for a stay-at-home life nowadays.
and I want to speak on the comment from Entrusted. All people are human. Some are mature. Some are immature. They haven't fully developed yet. Teach them, not criticize them, and that's fact. You know, but what we can't get lost in to the ones that we can't teach because I mean, we can't be naive because I have been hoodwinked by that, helping people who are not seeking it. But you absolutely right. Some people mature, some people don't. We should be trying to teach, but we got to understand. I always use the concept of if I can't help you, I'll make sure I won't hurt you. So a lot of times you won't hear me criticizing anybody, but you'll hear me talk about behavior because
Mm.
that has to be identified and talked about because that can be changed, and that's part of teaching. So,
Yeah, I love
um,
your shit, bro.
100% facts what you just said.
I
And
disagree with Kaylani because teach them, don't criticize them. Black women been out here trying to teach black men forever.
No, but you
But
you
look,
you don't you don't.
and the
You know,
shoe is
where
on
it
the
got
other foot as
us.
well.
Single baby
generalizing.
mamas.
it's
That's
okay to
it.
give a chance. That don't mean you sit there and let him stay there for 2 years doing nothing. It's okay to give him a chance and boost his morale and teach him how to be motivated and teach him how to start being a man. Because my
No.
first wife was actually what helped me get on track to being the man that I am today. So you know what I mean? That it's not taboo or can't happen. Sometimes women reach that point before we do.
Majority of the time we do.
He
But
come and he ain't even took the trash out. You don't do that.
I feel
Right.
like everybody can do what they want to do. If you don't want to sit and teach nobody, you don't have to. So if
That's
he
true.
comes into your life and he's not ready, you're more than welcome to dismiss him. You don't have to sit in that relationship and teach anybody anything because at that point in life, if you're ready and he's not and you don't want to sit and teach, you don't have to.
No, you don't. You hear that? Dismiss. You had to see how firm you said that, sister.
But I would say this too, though. I would honestly say this. I don't think a woman should have to teach a man. I think she should inspire and
Thank
motivate
you.
him. But before a man reaches a woman, he should know. And
Right.
that's our job as men is to
What
Have
can
prepare
your
I
them.
teach
pockets
And
you?
together.
I'm a woman.
yeah,
Period.
What can
we
I
we
teach you?
yeah we
Have your
women are
pockets.
yeah, women are great motivators and inspiration to men, but men have to teach men. My mother always put me around strong men. My dad, my uncle always put me around, but she always nurtured me too. So I got both aspects, and but
it's
ultimately,
kind of it's a
what
double
she
edged
couldn't
sword.
do, she made sure I was around the people who could. Um, and that's the important thing. Men, we are responsible for teaching other men.
Inspire,
Right. And that,
inspire. Go ahead.
I think, what the word touched on is growing up. I'm putting him in, the environment of strong men, so he knows, what these men do, what is expected of him. But it also goes back to, with mothers nurturing their men at home,
Of course.
making, showing them growing up how they should treat a woman,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
what their responsibilities will be when they become a quote unquote man. And like you said, because I'm the same way, Tay. I'm not raising no man. I will
Period.
nurture you. I will encourage you. I will support you if you want that. But I raise my kids. I'm not raising nobody else's
Yeah, yeah.
kids.
No, totally.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, it
Period.
it, it comes, catch on. You see me struggling, get in the struggle with me. Don't sit there and watch me struggle.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Mhm.
fact.
You
And
know,
and
join the party. That's what
people
it
always
comes
say,
down to, with relationships, trust, respect, all of that comes in.
people
But
always say a
what,
woman can't raise a man. My mother raised three, and she raised three hell of a men. So that's a myth too. So a
there
woman
you
can't
go. There you go. And
raise great men.
the word is a living example. He, he'll tell you it, seeing how, and this is not true for everybody. I can't make generalize the statement, but boys growing up, they watch their mother, they watch their father, they watch what their parents go through and look at their experiences. We tell them, you know, this is how you should be when you become a man. Now, it's not the same in every situation. I mean, you have men and women taking different paths, but all in all, raising your children, it starts at home. You can't say, trying to think of a good example. A man grew up, I can't say even in foster homes, because there's a lot of good foster homes that put out men or boys to be men.
Hmm.
But I think bottom line, it starts at home.
From the
You
beginning.
you have to, right, you have to instill that into your children, not only the men, but your girls too. You have to raise them with the perspective, no offense to the men, but like I always say, be able to hold your own. So you get out there and you marry a man and he turns out not to be what he said he was, what you thought he was, what he portrayed himself was,
God.
and it's not working. You have to walk away. Guess what? You don't want to be out on the streets. So like you said, some women are forced to get out
Mm-hmm.
there and do for themselves. They don't have a choice.
It's funny how black people think, but then if you're right, it makes sense what you're saying. But
And it's like we have
what
to.
you said, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, sis. Go ahead.
What you say, you're correct. But it's funny how black people think, because I work for a gas company and I'm on the phone all the time. And it's funny how you have white women call in and say, my husband passed away. Oh my God, I've never paid bills before. I don't know what to do. Like they're literally crying on the phone to me.
Wow.
And the way we think and other races think is just, you got to have your own too. And and you're right. I totally feel like, yeah, you got to have your own too. But it's women that's 50 something years old that call in. It's like, I don't know what to do. I've never paid a gas bill before. And my husband just died. And oh my God. And I have to basically cancel the entire account because the checking account that her husband is paying the gas service in, you can't have a person that's dead on a bill.
Mhm.
And so
Yeah.
then she has to figure out, well, how is she gonna move the bank account to her account, and she's freaking out. I deal with that on a basis, and that's just the way we think and the way I actually listen to people on the phone is like you get a lot of women, middle-aged women, who've never paid a damn bill in their life and just
Mm.
don't know what to do.
And a lot of that come from, and I'm firm. Like me, if I got 70,000, me and my wife have 70,000, not just me. Now, how you
Mhm.
a lot of sisters think is that's mine, that's yours. If we separate anything, we shouldn't be together. That's how I think.
And I think a lot of that come from experience too. Just people having different life experiences. Um, it make them, harden them different ways. Unfortunately, in the black community, we had so many things that came in and separated men and women that the women had to, assume the role of the man. Either in other communities, like even in the Middle Eastern community, I see that happening. But I want to circle back around to sisterhood because I mean these conversations go every which way, but um, I do want to establish context because I feel that just the women who came up here on this panel are a great example of how women can come together and share ideas and differences of opinions. And sometimes, it might seem like it's going one way, but y'all brought it back the other way. So I appreciate y'all giving an example in real time on how this can work, because even the discussions, how we got off topic of sisterhood, but the insight that the different generations were given, I think that's important, and I think that's what's needed um, to build. So I do want to say that, but let me ask this: so we established that we need like-minded people, people coming together. We can't bring everybody. It's not for everybody. So what will be another step? We got respect. We got trust. We got like-minded. Everybody can't come. As far as the support factor, uh, I think that's one of the huge things that we need. As far as education, sometimes financial support somebody might need, but we have to be willing. And like you said, Tay, it's being done. But we gotta start focusing on the positive things and show more of that. And I think the more it's shown, the more people be willing to do it.
Yep.
I think it'll come about. The sisterhood, give it time. Within years, we'll circle back around because history tends to repeat itself. So
Mhm.
we will circle back around and we will be on this sisterhood again. I just think right now, we are surviving. We are trying to make it. We're out here trying to put our products out. You have a lot of black products that are out, and just think about it. All of the black businesses that we have. Think about 20 years later down the line, what this world will be like, or 40 years, or 60 years down the line. You know, actually having a company like a black-owned company like Johnson and Johnson. Tesla. You know what I mean? All of these type of big businesses that we have now, but think about it being somebody black behind it.
That's true.
Mhm.
We
So
we
Because the
need a
youth out there,
financial commercial break
that's what
for
I was trying to
Kalani.
what she said word.
Right.
We need a financial commercial break for Kalani. Um, this is just what I
It's like
want to
Tay
say.
said, it's the sponsors. That's what get it done. Them sponsors get it done.
This is just what I want to say. I just want to say, if you have financial wealth, you won't be having all these stresses in life. You'll be able to go buy a steak, medium rare. You can eat it bloody. Um, yeah, all about the financial wealth. So go get your money, black people. Okay,
Hmm.
that's what the
Kaylani, if
black.
you say something about money one more time, I swear.
I know he killing me in the comments. Like, we need
and
money, we'd be better.
and
you
check
got
this out too.
to
What
get it.
JC Family just said too. I did a video and it's called, um, I believe it's called "Flipping the Switch from Surviving to Living Mode." Everything that we a lot of the problems are that we are stuck in survival mode and we need to start living. Survival mode is important because at times we do need it, but we need to live too. We need to stop thinking about the instant gratification and think about the long
Hmm.
game. Because, like I
That
said,
part.
this ain't go
Thanks.
is not gonna take overnight to fix, but we
Mm-mm.
have to be willing to put the work in for the
They
future.
gotta stop complaining. They gotta stop complaining. That complaining ain't getting nobody nowhere. Put your head down, get into it, grind for what you want, and that's that. Nobody else is responsible for your growth. You understand? So
Mhm.
nobody's responsible. If you want to do YouTube and you see yourself going far, put your head down and go where you need to go. You can't
Mm.
worry about who there and who there because remember, it's still a growing state. You're gonna meet it's billions of people on the state. You're gonna meet billions of people. Stop complaining. Oh, this one ain't here. That one ain't here. Calm down. Relax. Like I said, I's one person. One person out of the billions of people in the world. Stop complaining. Do what you gotta do. Get it done. If that's what you want to do.
Facts.
Nobody is responsible for your growth. You still have to have that want, that drive, that I want that. I go in and get that. You're a go getter, go get it.
And don't let nobody talk you out of it. All
Period.
right?
Don't complain about it. Just do what you gotta do. There's millions of YouTubers on YouTube. Look at where they at. You think they some I ain't saying some days you ain't have complaints and you this don't get tired, you this, you that. Any career you choose is the same thing. You're gonna have complaints, but are you gonna stick it out or you gonna quit the next day?
Mhm.
What you gonna do? You gonna stay or you gonna go? You wanna stay in the little pond? Stay in the little pond because people wanna get into the big ocean, into the big sea. But you wanna stay in the little pond and complain about this, about that, but oh my big toe hurts, I stump my big toe. Look, put your head down, grind and do what you have to do. Stop studying other people. Get to where you need to get. It's not one person on YouTube, it's millions.
And you might have to work a little harder than that one, but that don't mean you're not gonna get there.
That's the thing. But if you're complaining about it, you're gonna stagnate yourself. You don't start to stagnate yourself already because everything is a woe is me, a complaint here, complaint there. You don't hold yourself back right there. You kill yourself.
Hmm.
You
That's
kill
why.
the forwardness. You kill the vision that you're already seeing for yourself because you get stuck in a complaining and this and that. And come on, wrap that up, shut that up. Let's move forward. Go forward.
And you know what a complaint is to me? A complaint is an excuse, and I was never allowed to make excuses. So I don't,
Exactly.
like I said, anytime I see a problem, we gonna talk about it and solve it, just like we doing now. I don't believe in talking about things that we ain't looking for solutions for. Is a waste of my time. Um,
Okay.
like Kalani believe in money is everything. I believe time is everything. Give me time, and I can accomplish anything.
Yeah,
I
Mm-hmm.
take
just
your
need
time.
time to do it. So um, what you said is all facts, and unfortunately, everyone doesn't have that drive, and that's why I said this is not for everyone. I'm sorry, you
Exactly.
know.
Exactly.
Um, like the young guy said, you know, some people aren't mature, so we can teach them. I'm willing to teach anyone, but
Mhm.
if you're not engaged and if you're not as passionate about it as I am, I can't teach you. Um, that's just, I guess, a standard of mine. Even when I teach self defense and martial arts, um, if you're not giving me 100%, I won't teach you. But if you give me 100%, you go get free lessons from me.
There
I
you
just
go.
want to see because I know my time ain't being wasted.
There you go.
I'm passing knowledge over, and that's my job. Is even these
That's
conversations.
true. That's true.
You know, if I'm sitting talking to someone about something I know and I don't think they engaged or paying attention, I'm done talking to you. I don't waste my time. I go find someone who willing, and that's what I'm
Hmm.
saying. This whole sisterhood, I hope because I can't do it. I'm not a female, but I really hope that y'all promote this more. And even if you call it something else, just bringing women together. I think y'all need to do that more because that's what I'm gonna do with the man. And the man who can, um, the, the man who can get on code, let's rock and roll, let's do something. The man who can't, then just stay out my way.
Stay on.
That's just
Hmm.
how I feel.
It's okay to
Um,
agree to disagree.
Hmm.
yeah, all day, every day, all day, every day. I love this.
But
This
it's
is what I
good.
love. Yeah, because it brings. I don't argue with people. I'm not here to
Right.
argue.
I'm
But
gonna I debate.
let's right. Let's disagree to bring more clarity because that's what
Hmm.
happens. Either I'm right or you're right, or I'm wrong or you're wrong. But let's find out what's right and what's wrong.
Let's find out
Right.
how which one of us are there or which one of us can meet right in the middle, man.
Yeah.
I always believed I could do anything. You know what I mean? It's never nothing that I didn't think I could do, and I always that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I want to address one of the comments from Kalani. What
I can't even see the
was like?
comments.
I know he wasn't speaking on money this time. I don't know, something I said he disagreed with. Can you make a comment so I can build on that or explain myself or whatever it was that
You ready for the rebuttal? Yeah, because when he typed that, I'm like, I don't even think he was talking.
You better be ready. These ladies sound like they strong.
Yeah,
No, this is
I didn't get what he said about disgust. I don't know if he was trying to say disagree or what. Did he
oh
disappear?
digress. He probably meant to put digress.
I mean, not to be funny, but black women are strong and they gonna remain strong. And
Oh yeah.
Uh oh.
and
Y'all ready for this? Hold on. Hold on.
no,
We got a special
I'm
guest.
saying just speaking facts.
Tay,
I'm
get
Lay it
ready
on
because
us.
Mr.
and I
Too
feel
Much is
like,
Mr. Too Much is in the building, Tay.
what's up, Mister Too Much? Okay, I see you.
Yeah, hey, first of all, Tay, respect. A word,
God
respect.
damn, it's
Mama
Kalani.
word, respect. Yeah, I respect. Hey, I can't remember the other lady that's here with us.
That's Cherry.
Hi, Kai. It's Cherry. Hi.
Hey, what's up, Cherry? Hey, respect. Hey, you know what? The thing for me, um, I just,
It's the money for me.
yeah, what I said to you, Miss Diva, was I digress. I'm not gonna talk about it no more because obviously I'm just windmilling for uh financial wealth for black people, but it's
Mhm.
not, we got so many. It sounds like in this conversation we're talking about mental issues and all these type of things, but move to the suburbs, get out the hood, have some employees, you know what I'm saying? Own a house, have a mortgage, all these things. You're not thinking about nothing but your family, getting money, all that stuff. If you have those things, if you don't, then, obviously you got time to think about the mental issues that we have as black people. That's
I,
all
I,
I'm saying. But
I
I
agree.
digress. That was my comment. Is I digress, Mama word, because I'm doing too much in the
No,
chat.
you not, bro.
No,
Bro,
you no, you good down there. You got me cracking up.
this shit lame, bro. If you ain't talking
I'm
about money,
dying
something
up
wrong
here.
with you.
Right, right. All right, man. I'm gonna jump back in the chat. Peace.
Yeah, if
You
Kalani ain't
know,
talking about money, something
Why he
wrong.
go?
but you know he's true. He's true. He's right on that aspect. You know, I do believe money is the root of all evil, but if you don't have it, your mental state is compromised. I truly believe that. But you know, in the same term, you gotta go get it. You know, ain't nobody gonna give it to you. Go get it. Get what you want.
I'm a believer in. I've had a debate with my family a lot because I left Chicago many years ago because I've been other places, it's other cities and other states that pay more than what pays right there. I
Hmm.
was always willing to leave home. You don't have to stay in those conditions.
Right.
We got
Facts.
to stop being afraid to jump out there and get away from what we're used to.
And you sound just like me. I did the same thing. I made the same move from one state to another because I saw a lot of growth there. I saw the potential for me to do better in that
Chocolate
that
drop.
other state.
It's a
And
fact.
that's it. Responsible for your own growth.
Uh,
That's it. If you didn't make the decision to move in for your own self, who is responsible for that growth?
Right. It was all me.
Okay, there you
What
go.
I felt I had to need to do for me and my
You didn't
family.
complain about
And
it, but see,
that's
that's that's
nope.
the thing. You didn't
I ain't
complain
complain
about it.
about it
You
at
just
all.
did it. You just
hey,
did it,
Just
hey,
did it.
hey,
and
Cherry.
that's what you have to do. Your
Cherry,
own growth. I'm sorry.
let me tell you this, right? So we from a small town in Pennsylvania. So we literally used to live in the woods. So we moved from the backwoods to the smack dab middle of Detroit. When I'm talking about, it was like six houses on our block, right? They
Mhm.
called our neighborhood Baby Big now, but the perseverance of my mother got us, got us out of that town into the
Mhm.
hood, out of the hood into the suburbs.
Mhm.
It took time, but it happened.
But she had to
And
make that decision. That
Right.
she had to make that step. She had to make that growth process not only for herself but for her children.
Exactly.
You
and
understand what
now
I'm saying? So who's responsible when y'all coming on YouTube whining and moaning? Who's responsible for your growth, people? Who's responsible for your growth?
Who's responsible for your kids'
Who?
growth?
But
Right.
I want to say this too. I want to go
Shit.
back to yesterday's live because David came up on the panel and he said something that's incorporated to what you're saying. Um, it's our job and responsibility as adults. Like I said, I'm privileged because not only is my mother a nurse, I had lawyers, I had CEOs of companies in my family, I had famous football players in my family. So I had the example, I seen it, I knew I can get out of it. But it's some people, that's all they know, and until they're exposed to other things, that's all they know.
Yeah.
So I agree
Right.
Right.
100%
It's
with
like
what you're
somebody come
saying.
and give you the word or pass it on. Somebody
Yep.
pass it on from one male to another. Young blood, this is what I did. From one woman to another. Hey sis, don't worry about that. This is what I did. I was there in that abuse. I was there in that this. I was there in that that. Of course, we all come from that, and that's a good point. That's fact.
No. So we
Yeah.
the ones who did make it out is not the fact because you hear it a lot. We have to reach back. We have to show examples. A lot of times, like I tried to reach back. I tried to go back in the hood and build the houses up, so people
Bro,
could
you
have land
can't.
contracts to own the houses. But they was messing up the houses before we can even
Go-
fix them. Before we
Taking
can
all the
get in
time.
there, yeah,
Mhm.
they was stealing stuff out of them. And
Taking the
then I
car.
went back and I was mentoring young kids. One of them, his older brother, tried to set me up. So it's like
Mhm.
I tried to reach back in that manner, but I know how I can do it now, and I have to
Mhm.
show them. You can't. Um, you can't hinder a person's growth. Their
Mhm.
experiences have to be theirs, but what you can
Mhm.
do is add to it.
Mhm.
And a lot of times we can't pull them up, but we can show them it can be done.
Mhm.
And that's the steps that I'm taking now. I'm just showing people. That's all I can do without hurting myself is to show you I can be the example.
That's
But
right.
I can't do it
Don't
like
give a man fish. Teach him how to fish.
exactly.
Much respect, brother. Man, I definitely appreciate listening. You're a good example on here, brother. Boy, like us.
I appreciate you for that, Yak. I really do. Only thing, I can only be me. And a lot of times, you like my mom on the panel. I don't know how often, I haven't really seen something like this. But my mom is on the panel rapping with me. So, um, I
That's so
can
dope.
only I can only be what I am, and I ain't gonna try to be nothing more or nothing less. Um,
Shit.
and I'm not gonna let nobody um, determine who I am. So a lot
Exactly.
of times, like I'm on here and people be like, I'm humble. I got another side too. I just choose is a choice. I choose to be like this, just like everybody has a choice. I just
Mhm.
understand I have it. I understand the power that I have. Um,
And it's
so,
just like Mama Word said, it starts from the home. It starts
mhm,
from that
Hmm.
growth because she was the one that taught you to eventually become that man that you are here today.
exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And then moving on, once you go on to be your own man, you're still taking those thoughts of what she teach you, what she showed you, what she to become a better man. Yo, come on now. Come on now.
Is who you know, and that's true in aspects too. It's not what you know; it's who you know. Um,
Yeah.
so get to be the person that that's how like someone said in the I think it was Nunu was saying you speak things into existence, manifestation.
Yep.
I truly believe you have to build yourself into what you desire to be.
Hmm.
So that takes work. Like just my understanding and knowledge came from years and years of studying. It wasn't easy and it wasn't fun, and I had to apply a lot of things. A lot of people ain't willing to do it. So uh, that's why I say I'm not debating nobody. You don't know what I know. It's not the fact that I
Hmm.
feel better than you. Is I
Right.
know I put more work in than you. I
Hmm.
did this intentionally. So
And ain't no
before
shame
you
in that. Got
right,
myself down.
Hmm.
Just feel better.
and it's not the fact that I'm better than someone. I just know what I put the work in to do and to
That's
become.
right.
I don't
It's
even
your
use people to
accomplishments, your accolades.
I don't use people to gauge where I'm at in life. No, I don't. I don't walk around like I'm better than no one. I
Hmm.
just know what I know, and I am what I am.
All right.
You know,
You don't let people define you. You
no,
know who you are, what you're capable of. And once you have that mindset, no one is able to take that away from
Yeah,
you.
you can't break that. Can't break that.
Nope.
Can't break that. That mindset can't break that, brother. Can't break that.
That's a fact. Man, I
and
appreciate man, y'all appreciate y'all allowing me to come chime in here, man. Salute to everybody. This was definitely a good build. Where you my brother, man. I appreciate your content, man. Ladies,
uh,
man, strong sisters.
It's
yeah,
so
go
nice
ahead.
meeting you, Yak. So nice meeting you, brother. So nice meeting you.
Man, come over
And
and come check my channel out, man. I do good content. I don't do the rah buffoonery. I don't do none of that.
I'll be over there. Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna put the hey, make sure Yak link is in the chat. I don't do if you ain't got a stick when you go down there. Put something in the chat so I can give you a stick.
Yeah, man. Y'all good, man. Everybody stay blessed, man. Y'all
Blessings, blessings, Yak. Thank you.
welcome.
I'm about to jump down too a little bit. Word, I
Okay.
thank you so much too for having me up here. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mama Word.
It's a pleasure too. I'm
Pleasure to
sure
meet
you'll
you.
be in the chats. We'll
I'm
chat.
gonna be yes, I'm gonna be in the chat. I'm gonna be in the chat. Okay, thank you, Word. Thank you. I
Okay.
appreciate you. Thank you so much.
No problem, Sherry. You're always welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you again, son, for giving us a ladies' night. We really appreciate you.
I tried, but
Yeah.
it's some powerful people, and
Yes, it is.
I appreciate everyone, and I welcome everyone because even if you get a difference of opinions, like I said, I'm not one of them people who are afraid to talk about anything. We can talk about anything, and we can have a conversation. I'm not debating nobody. There's no purpose. You don't gain nothing from it. I'm about information. So let's have these conversations. I hear echo. Is that my phone? Yeah. But Tay, where you go? You ain't leave me, did you?
Think Tay fell asleep.
Nah, she ain't. Tay used to be in the. Nah, usually on Friday nights we be on gas. We be up to like
I'm
7
here.
in the morning. Where James at? James, you might as well hit the panel and take your shirt off. I'm just playing.
No,
To fight
you
that.
know we want to.
Oh, there she
Ka-
go.
Kalani don't even.
Hey,
He don't
Hey,
have a hoodie
Lonnie up
on
in
right now.
here.
Hey, mama word. Look,
hey, how you doing?
are you looking at me? Are you looking at me, mama word? Because you know I respect you. You know I respect you. I think when I left, I thought about it. Like I guess I did a lot. You know what I'm saying? I really am passionate about it, and I just got to learn how to scale that back. And I appreciate this panel tonight. You know, just for kind of helping me out with that. You know, Tay is helping me in her own way, but when I saw you, you know what I'm saying? I was doing a little too much about financial wealth. So
No, you wasn't.
I think
No,
so. I think
You
so.
know,
no,
you
bro.
can never
Mama,
you can
if
never
mama's
do too
doing her,
much.
if mama's like, oh man, you doing way too much. You windmilling about money. But
I just messaged. I thought it was funny. It was like every comment. Money, got to get that money. Money
get
is a
that
problem. we
dang
we
Money
have
on
more
my
money, we'll be
mind. Money
happy.
on my mind. That's Kalani. No,
Well,
that's
I'm
the
gonna
money
tell the
man.
truth, sir. You was doing too much. Okay.
Okay, and
Period.
I expect Tay East to say that. I expect Tay East to
Hey,
say
check
that.
this out. You
She's
see this?
extremely
This is
critical of Carlini management, and I love that. Actually,
this is one of the people who I really wanted up here too. So we definitely go do a part two because we got to hear Juju speak. Yeah,
Juju, I can't stand you. You were supposed to be up here.
Juju, what's up, man? Come on up here, Juju. You
no,
know I'm
it's
blind.
big. It's
I
big,
can't
bro.
see nothing.
Hey, can
Well,
I?
if
Can I?
you would read the comment, you would have seen what you said.
Hey, everybody in the chat, can y'all do me a favor? Big bro birthday today. Can y'all throw some birthday cakes or some balloons in the chat for Big Bro?
Happy
Oh,
birthday to you.
See,
You know we black
his
people, so
birthday
we gotta
today.
go. Yeah.
Right.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Happy
who
birthday.
birthday? Who birthday?
I don't
It's
even
Big
know how
Bro
to sing it
birthday.
in any other
The
type of
C and
way.
JC birthday.
Who?
The C and JC.
Okay.
Oh
Happy
yeah, I was in the
birthday,
live.
JC.
I was in
Yeah.
the live, but I was in the bushes. I seen y'all in them. Yeah, I was in the bushes. Yeah, it's everybody's birthday today. That's crazy.
Tay, you
Diamond
so
baby,
cold.
stand
Hey,
up.
hey, let me ask you a question. Why you so hard on Carlani management? You're so cold. I love you so much. I love you, though, Tay. But why you so hard on Carlani management?
How I'm hard on you? I'm not hard on you.
I think I'm the worst boyfriend, husband ever, right? And I've come to terms with it. And it's like, you're like, no, you're not. Somebody's out there for you. And I'm like,
Because sir, I have asked you. I said, "What is it about you?" You said, "I'm too much," and I said, "Why are you too much?" And you like, "Because I'm too much. I like poetry and things like that." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me? There are women out there that are very emotional. So
oh,
Mm-hmm.
I
oh,
just don't. You're
oh,
not
you're
too
amazing.
much. You haven't
You're
put me
amazing,
together.
Tay.
So
But I ain't gonna tell nobody. You're amazing. I love it. Hey Tay, you motivate the shit out of me because I guess you keep on like telling me that there's a chance.
it's just you're not proving your point. I don't understand. Like you want a woman that likes poetry. Almost every woman likes poetry. Every woman likes to be in her feelings.
Right. That's true.
Like, come on.
I mean, I even write poetry.
There
Much less
you go.
in the means of, yeah, when I'm motivated or something happens, I pull the pen and journal out and get to writing.
See what I'm saying? Women love to be in their feelings, so it's just it the math is not math to Kalani, so I just don't want to hear it. Period.
Period. Hey, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, everybody in the chat, period. We don't want to hear period from me. But hey, so when me and her going back and forth, just know that period. You don't want to hear me say it.
Exactly.
Period.
Yeah,
Period.
you gotta have the period.
Period. Hey, salute everybody. Hey, Mama, I just wanted to say real quick, Mama, word. I don't want to upset you or anything like that. I do think I was doing too much, and it made me think. It made me pause, and I just try to work with word and figure out how to deliver my passion, as opposed to
Okay.
just being overwhelming with it because I'm really passionate about it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
But
Well,
and
no,
that's your thing. I mean, everybody has their thing,
Right.
and that's nothing that you have to apologize about.
But I don't want you to be feeling some type of way no more.
Oh no, oh no, I'm good.
That's the
I'm
only
good.
reason
My
I
my
jumped up here.
my son will tell you I'm a very open-minded person. I don't
Facts.
judge people.
Hmm.
Hey, I support you. Do your thing.
Facts. Okay.
period.
There you
We
go.
got
Do
chocolate
it. Do your thing.
drop.
What's up, Chocolate
Hey,
Drop?
chocolate.
What's up,
Hey
Chocolate?
everybody,
How
how
you
y'all
doing?
doing?
Good.
The word, how you doing, brother? How you
Uh,
doing?
I'm doing wonderful. I appreciate you blessing me.
Hey Tay, Cherry. I'm not sorry, I don't know the other lady on the panel. Hey,
what's up?
You call her Mama Word. That's
hey,
all
Mama
right,
Yeah.
bro.
Word, how you doing,
Hey,
Mama
baby.
Word? Word, I think this is so great that you allow a panel of ladies to just come up here and just express ourselves. That's so nice. Ooh.
I'm
And
thinking
I'm
about
Carolina management, so I'm a ladies too. I love
Okay,
ladies.
I'm sorry. Hey, who was that? Who was? I thought that was Cherry. Oh, did she drop down? Oh, my bad.
Mm-mm. No, you good. No, ain't nobody dropped out. No,
Oh,
that was
oh,
Kalani. Kalani was messing with you.
oh. Okay, my bad. Hey, everybody in the chat and stuff. How y'all doing?
We're all good.
Um, I know earlier. I don't know what part of the conversation I came in on, but I know earlier when y'all was speaking about, I think y'all was talking about, women raising boys to be men.
Hmm.
I just got like a little input on that.
Of course.
My son, he just turned 10 uh on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. And ever since I like had him, yeah, I had always felt like, now don't get me wrong, I love my son. He's very, very affectionate. He loves his mama, and but I always felt like it was gonna be something that I'm not gonna be able to show him because I'm not a man. But I can, I can nurture him. I can show him not how not to be, weak and stuff like that. But at the same time, I can't show him that masculine side. I mean, because I don't know that naturally. So it's always been something in the back of my mind, like he's gonna, fall short in some areas because, his dad is not around like he should be, and so
Hmm.
I have, men, surrounding him, like, his uncles and cousins and, but it's like I always been in the back of my mind, like I just feel like if
Chocolate
if
drop.
if
I
it,
got a question.
if just 1 second, let me finish. If at one point that at any point in his life I feel like if he falls short, it'll be my fault. Like I feel that way sometimes. But I know it to be better than that. My mom raised, my brother and my sister and me and herself, and he turned out all right. So, you know, that's my little input on that. That's all.
I got a question for you, Chocolate Drop.
Yes.
Hey, who is the most influential man in your life right now, today, on the 8th?
I'd say my brother.
Okay, I'm dropping him off there in the morning.
Okay, I get what you're saying. See, my brother, he has 4 boys himself,
Hmm.
and it's not like he's at this point, he has to learn, how to be a good father and stuff like that. He have his up and downs, but now that I see him, with his younger boys, it's like natural to him, you know. And so,
But it's
I
not.
just
But it's not your fault. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Because it's not your fault because you do have positive male influences in his life right now,
yeah,
and don't blame yourself. You know, you could do what you do, you know what I'm saying? But don't blame
mhm,
yourself, Chocolate Drop, because
yeah,
you do have positive male influences in his life, which is something that a lot of our people don't have.
mm,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
And
I
I
mean, I
was,
Yeah.
I
know he's
was,
gonna be okay. I just hate that though, because I'm not gonna say I hate that, but I just don't. He asks questions and stuff now, like about his dad and stuff, like why his dad don't live here and all that. It's just a lot of questions that he have that sometimes I don't have answer to, and
Right.
I know that
And
I
you
know
know
that
what? I'm gonna just say something to encourage you on that part. Never feel that anything that comes out, with your children, whether it's not your fault. Kids grow and they develop themselves. They develop their own ways, their own thinking, and all of that. What
right.
the most thing we can do as parents is to nurture them and show them the right thing to do. Never
Mm-hmm.
feel that because he doesn't have a man in his life or whatever. Like my son said, I put him around men that were strong men. And you may not feel like you have a strong man in your life that can show him because of what's going on with him and his children, but there's always someone. It doesn't have to be a family member, it could be anybody. It could be a minister, somebody you work with, somebody you deal with on a daily basis that can what I want to say, guide him the right way.
Mm-hmm.
There's I that that's just the way I feel. There's always somebody out there. So if you feel that you can't give him everything that he needs to grow into the man that you expect him to be or want him to be,
Yeah.
there's somebody that can. But you can't fault yourself.
Yeah.
I've seen very nurturing families, even a two-parent family, and their kids grow up and they do the total opposite of what they were raised to do.
Oh yeah.
That's not the way you're raising your son, but like you said, you hope that he gets the nurturing and encouragement, guidance, that he needs to
Mm.
become the right man, or the man that you feel he should
Yeah.
be.
I would offer this too. Is he in some type of martial arts or boxing or something like that?
I have him signed up in martial arts starting in summertime.
Because even groups like that will have a positive male, influence in it. Sports. I'm a real advocate of martial arts because of the discipline and the structure it gives you. So that
Yeah.
that right there is you doing your job as your mother. That's all you can do is be the
Right.
best mother you
Yeah.
can, and instill the right things. Like, my mom on the panel, she did everything right. I still strayed for a minute, and I was around family, but they was street, and I did things, but I never. I guess I didn't. I'm blessed. I never got in trouble, but I never reared too far off the track because of the love and nurturing my mother did give me.
Mm.
I knew I had something to lose. A lot of people don't. When you're in the street, you ain't got nothing to lose. But I knew I had something to lose, so I had to move different, and that only kept me alive. It kept me out of jail,
That's
knowing
what's
that
up.
I had something to lose.
That's what's up.
Um,
That's
and I
what's up.
think that's like the biggest difference from my experience in the street and other people, because they didn't have nothing to lose, so they took a lot of different types of risks that I wasn't willing to take. Um,
Right.
so you're doing the right thing, and
I
um,
appreciate that. I just, that was just my input. That was like when I couldn't comment in the chat because I'm at work and I'm on my lunch break right now. That's why I was able to come up here. But that was my input on that. But I appreciate everybody.
Well, we appreciate you.
No, we
Chocolate
appreciate you
drop.
coming on.
Thank
Hmm.
you.
Most definitely. I'm gonna step down. I get back in the chat, guy. I gotta go back to work. So y'all have a good rest of y'all live, but I'll be in the chat.
Okay,
Okay.
you too. You know you always welcome up here.
I
Well, thanks
appreciate
for
that,
popping up.
man. Definitely. Bye, y'all.
I think I'm gonna have to do something like this once a week. Just have females come up and just talk about different things. I know we get a lot of great female content creators, but this is something that I want to do.
And sometimes Kalani management will be up here. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Bro, you better stop doing that for somebody
I,
cook you.
I, I, just, hey, I mean, it is sisterhood, so it's like, I'm approaching my feminine side today.
All right, it's gonna be Tay
Ain't
about to
nothing
get you
wrong
in a
with
minute.
that.
Hey, you,
somebody,
Tay gonna
somebody
get
go
you in a
clip
minute.
that. Somebody go clip that and make a content.
Mhm. I have a short up tomorrow. I'm just
Yep,
playing.
see, there it is. There it is.
I'm just
We
playing.
need to do a Kalani Management Financial show.
Oh, we
She
doing that.
teaches financial
We doing it.
stability.
Hey,
Mhm.
mama. Hey, mama. Mama. Word. We was talking about that a little bit today.
Yeah, we're doing that. We gonna bring that towards the end of April, beginning of May. Me and Kalani go get together and bring some financial information. People,
Okay.
yeah. So we gonna do that definitely. But this has been amazing. I appreciate everybody. Um, I think that if we can take anything from this, what would y'all take from
Well, I myself took a lot from Tay, and how her generation, how her feelings on how her generation is growing up, and uh it was very interesting to learn a lot of her input, to get a lot of her input and learning. It increased my knowledge on that subject a lot, and building on bringing back the sisterhood. She said, I think we can do that. Like I said, I in the beginning I felt like there's a lot of hurdles to go over. There's a lot we have to do to get that back, but she brought a lot of perspective on ways to do that, and I appreciate that a lot, Tay.
I
and
agree.
Tay?
I think that what I got out of it as well,
You're
man, was
welcome.
Tay Eats. She had a lot of good information. It actually made me jump up on the panel. She's a very smart woman and educated, and it influenced me a lot. It made me think about things differently from this generation,
Mm-hmm.
from the generation that I come from, and I appreciate you, Tay.
Still there, Tay?
Yeah, she muted. But I was gonna
Oh,
say
okay.
this too. Tay, I think your biggest rival will be Juju. You know that's how this whole petty thing started. Juju, ain't that how we got into the petty gang? We was talking about uniting the sisters. Let me stop being petty. I'm being petty now.
I'm super petty. I'm super petty.
I'm being petty now. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think like what you said too, mom, because the perspective Tay gave, we should start focusing on uh, looking at the positive because it's happening. And the more we focus on that, I think the more it happens. And I didn't look at it like that at first. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie. You know, the insight she gave, I seen it, but that's not what I was focusing on. And just by her elaborating it the way she did, um, that's what I choose to look at now. So it just changed the way we think, and I think that's the key in everything. Is we have to. The revolution is not going to be televised, not because it's on the street, because it first starts in our mind.
All right.
Until we change the way we think, we go continue down the same path that we're going.
That's very true.
Hey, JC, petty, petty, but you right.
Oh man, oh man, that's classic. That's
That's
how. Hey,
classic.
that's how the petty game forms. So,
Yeah, that's the petty
Mhm.
gang. We the petty gang.
yeah, we all got petty names. I'm passive petty.
I'm
Juju.
financially petty.
He That's why he always talking about finances because he financially petty. We
I'm
got the
one.
realest petty in here. I don't know where realist at. He probably somewhere watching Power being petty right now. We got pretty petty in the chat. The one and only Juju from JC family. And then you got passive petty because that's what I am. I'm passive and I'm petty sometimes. So we got to get Tay a petty name. Tay fell asleep. Tay, you fall asleep on me, Tay.
And I thought Nate gave me that name. What did he say? Tunnel Petty.
Oh, you tunnel,
That's tunnel pay. Okay, now I know.
you
And
tunnel
then we got
petty.
top five. We got top five petty, aka eulogy petty, and then we got no shirt petty. Shout out to James.
Shut
We
up.
got
What is Tunnel Petty?
like tunnel vision, I guess. I don't know.
Like tunnel vision, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
you just focused.
focus
You're
petty.
gonna see me walking down the aisle someday, I guess.
Yeah, you low key want to get married, Kalani. Just be honest.
Just stop it.
You
We
low
could
key
just,
want
yeah,
that relationship.
we
Let's
could
be
just stop
real.
right there. We could just stop right there. Love you.
But
Uh,
I think I learned that we need like Cat Daddy said, we need a vision
Hmm.
to have that sisterhood group,
Facts.
yeah.
so I feel like that would probably make us come together. So
Mhm.
that's
I
that's what I
think that's
learned.
where we start. Everything pretty much starts with a vision.
Right, yeah.
I thought, one thing that I'd like to share with you ladies on sisterhood is that it seems like my mom, a lot like yourself, Mama Word, they felt
Hmm.
a responsibility to bring me up. She felt like it was her responsibility to give me a well-rounded life as
Right.
opposed to just being a single parent. She really wasn't interested in the whole what I would think if she didn't have positive male figures. You know what I'm saying? It was just me and her.
Hmm.
But she offered that, and it was that perspective, along with what you said tonight, Tay, that really brings it home.
Yeah, I think. Tay, was you finished on your build? I don't think she was finished. What she was saying.
What'd you say?
I said, was you finished saying what you was gonna say?
I forgot now. I don't know what I was saying. Oh,
No,
Kilani was talking. What he was
you,
talking about as far as he appreciated his mom um raising him.
mhm. You were saying that the mission state, like you gotta have a goal or a focus or a mission statement, like Cat Daddy was saying.
Yeah, a vision.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if somebody out here want to start a little sisterhood YouTube channel, you know, hey, start it up. But yeah, I pretty much feel like yeah, a vision and this and that. I just I don't know. I'm all about sisterhood. I've always been about sisterhood. I've always been for the females. I am not gonna lie. I'm always for the females. But I don't know. I've never been that girl that's just like on some hating type stuff. And we have that. But like Cat Daddy said, if we have a vision and we have a group of people that's on the same goal, then we can move towards that goal. and the ones that's not with it, they'll fall by the waistline. And the ones that's with it, they'll rock and roll.
And you know what, Tay? I'm gonna challenge everybody listening to this live and listening back on the replay. I'm gonna start a segment on this channel, the Brotherhood, where once a week we will come together and we will establish a brotherhood. I'm not talking about it. I'm gonna be about it. And I challenge one of the females to do the same. I don't want to do the female spot because I think that's out of my lane. So I challenge one of the females, content creators. You don't even have to start a new page. Just start a segment once a week. And that's a start. That's the beginning. But that's what I'm
Mhm.
gonna do. Once a week, the show is gonna be dedicated to some brothers coming together and building. We go first, um, establish a code. We go create a standard, and those who are with it are with it. Those who are not, have a nice life. Um,
Keep moving.
Right, Juju. I like that. We are sisters.
Yeah, I like that, Juju.
yeah. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Because, like I said, it's not a competition. I believe we're supposed to complement one another, and in doing that, we have to push one another. So I'm challenging one of the female content creators to do that because I'm gonna
outside
do it.
outside of the jokes and all of those things and laughing and stuff like that, hey, Tay, you really made some good points this evening, and I want to let you know that you really made some good points, and you definitely made me take some notes and give me something to think about, and it's what I'll share with my girls. I mean, you were good tonight.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that.
You're
I,
welcome.
I'm glad to see you up here, Kalani, because last night you ran away.
I did. I did. I did. I knew we was gonna go there. I knew you was gonna go there because you're petty like that. You're petty like that.
I'm Tono Petty, exactly.
Total
Period.
petty. But I just couldn't. I couldn't. I couldn't. I can't. I couldn't. You know, what I'm saying? Like, oh
Right.
man,
So now you see where how she acted on my panel.
yeah, man.
She did the
Oh
same thing on
man.
yours. I was surprised.
Oh man. Then I didn't learn some other stuff. I'm like, oh, I ain't know all that. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, man. I was
Yeah,
cool.
when it made a live, put it on private.
Wow. I was
I
Right.
like,
already, I already
why?
heard it. It was short, but it is what it is. It ain't no
Yeah, it
big
is
deal.
what it is. You know,
Did
I've
a
been
God bless.
called
short.
worse.
God bless her.
Did
She
a
made a
live
short.
too again. Did another live too.
I don't think I ever
Uh,
been called worse things ever in my life. You know what I'm saying?
and I thought I was being compassionate.
Yeah, I thought
It
I
is
was
what it
cool.
is.
I thought I was Kalani management. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Nope, not to her.
But you know what that did? I always say, life gives you opportunities to show how far you came and how far you got to go. So
Hmm.
me being able to stay in the state that I stayed in and still be me, even though the confusion around me, it was just a test, and I
Hmm.
feel I passed. I didn't go off. I didn't disrespect her in no type of way.
Hmm.
Um, I don't think. I mean, it wasn't even bad to me. I mean, like I said,
Hmm.
I've been called worse. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I don't know about me yet, so that's enough to trust me. That's not
Sir,
even.
you did very, very good. Okay, you did awesome. You did amazing. Because yeah, over there on gas, we give no grace. Okay, we give a little grace, but we don't get that much. And she didn't get that much over there. So I ain't gonna say what we did because your mom's on the panel, but yeah, let's just say that God's still working on me. Okay,
Won't he do it?
won't he do it?
Won't he do
Amen.
Hey,
it?
Okay, he's still
hey,
working on me. So you can't cut up over there because I cut up. Okay, period. So
it's and see that's what I was saying too because it's different too because I'm not gonna go hard on a female. I'm just not gonna do it. There's no purpose. Um, But if it was, I'm happy is no guys doing that because then you'll see a whole different side of me. I have zero tolerance for men, especially. going back and forth unless I have established a relationship, and then I give grace or leniency. But um, generally, no. Once you get me to a certain level, you're not gonna like me. So I appreciate the decorum that everybody come in here and show, because I'm gonna give you the same respect, and that's what this is about, is learning how to respect one another. Um,
All
and
right.
I appreciate the people who come through here, because that's all they, that's what they give respect. So I can do what I do, you know. Uh, but yeah, females, I ain't got no smoke for females. I ain't winning no argument with no females. I already know that, so I'm not about to engage.
Mm-hmm.
Kalante, I can't take this. I'm gone. All right, child.
Hey, did you see me? Did you see how fast I was going? Did you see how fast I was going, Tay?
Drop with the quickness. You hear
With the
me?
quickness. I was on some underlay, arriba, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Juju, it was yeah, it was wild. It was wild. But the last two nights
Mama
really.
word, I'm glad you wasn't in the building, or was you?
I was here.
Okay.
He was in the bushes, Lord.
Yeah. In visit.
You know who she lucky wasn't in the building. Lovey.
Lovey was there.
She
I think
was.
Yeah, love
Lovey
me
was
here.
down there.
Lovey was
always
in
in the
there.
building.
Oh shit.
Oh man,
Well, she
hey,
wasn't
love
bad.
me
She
some
wasn't
love
like
you, man.
cussing nobody out.
Yeah,
But
love me some love you.
I was.
Lovey wasn't what Lovey was in there, but basically everything that you was telling her, I was pretty much telling her on my live, that she don't let people talk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lovey only come out for extreme measures.
Extreme measures.
Yeah.
No, what is she part of the extraction team when I be
Yeah.
messing up?
Lovey, Tay, and Juju is a
Yeah,
female extraction team.
there you go.
Because I mean, you get them three women, boy.
Ooh,
Like I
boy, I
said,
don't want no smoke. I
they
don't
don't
want
got
no
smoke.
smoke
That's
with
all
Tay.
fire.
I
Them
don't
all
want no
fire.
smoke with Tay. I don't want no smoke with Lovey. I don't want no smoke with Juju. I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke.
That's not smoke, brother. That's all flames fire,
That's
bro.
all flames. All gas, no brakes.
Hey, and while y'all chirping, you forgetting about Cherry, man. Cherry,
All
boy.
cherry in the
Oh
building.
man.
And,
Oh
and don't
man.
get and don't get Diva RN going.
That's yeah. She go propofol you. She will yeah, that Michael Jackson drip.
Who you talking about, Mama Word?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, y'all think she being proper now, but I
Yeah,
remember
there's a totally different side to mama.
I tell you this,
I love
like
it.
I know that's right.
Hey,
earlier
but
in my
it made me
YouTube,
laugh. It made me laugh because it'd be like my mom's when she'd be like, "Boy, you don't want to see that other side of me."
Right. There you go.
I be
nah,
like,
mama pack pistols. Like nah, I was fighting. What was I in middle school? And like six dudes
Yep.
tried to jump me. Next thing I know, everybody like, oh shit, she got a gun. My mama like, get the. Yeah, man, I ain't an
He'll
asshole,
tell
mama.
you, I leap for my babies. I've leaped over porches, railings,
Oh my
buildings. They
god.
taller than me.
"Come on now, you ain't
Hey,
having it."
no,
Basically,
look,
hey,
let
somebody
me
should have
tell
got
this.
you a shirt. I ain't having it.
No, look, man. Only thing I remember, I was upstairs playing a game, and I heard somebody screaming. I heard my sister crying. Right. As I'm going downstairs, I see my mom jump over the banister, and she's running, chasing this lady. The lady tried to run in her house. She caught her right on the doorstep and beating the crap out of her. I had to pick my mom up and get it. Like, come on, before they call the police. Like,
Oh man.
Yeah, she
uh,
called my baby the B word. Nope,
Ooh,
that's not her name.
ooh, ooh, that ain't you ain't playing
she
no
jumped
game
over the rail.
I don't play that.
Took off.
at all.
What she say? She came to the house.
No, it was our next door neighbor, and my sister was playing with the son, and I think my sister pushed him down or something, and the little boy tried to fight him, like tried to fight my sister, and then my sister swung on him, and the lady next door, like the boy's mom, called my sister a B, and my mom was on the porch and heard her. And my sister was crying, like she called me a B. Next thing I know, I'm coming down the stairs, and my mom jumped over the banister.
Cut.
And before I can get outside, the lady tried to run in the house, and my mom caught her as she was going in the house and just start welling on her. I'm trying to get my mom like this is like you this like this is you
Oh
done took
my.
you in her house down there like no they go call I'm calling the police. I'm like come on we gotta go put my mom in the van like come on we out like and it's our next door neighbor
We got
so
to duck it one time.
yeah
Yeah, yeah, she touched that last nerve when it come to my baby. So well, yeah,
yeah
I've had my wild days, knocking over grocery carts in the grocery store from
pregnant.
people disrespecting. Oh yeah, 9 months chasing a lady through the parking lot.
Oh, you on some G stuff. Hey, Mama
Oh,
Word, you on some G
Oh
gangster.
man,
brother.
I've settled down a lot. I've settled down a lot, but yeah, I still got that other side.
Bro, you don't know
Still
the
got
hell.
that other side.
Oh man, I
Bro,
can't
when I
wait for my mom and her to just chop it up, man. That's gonna be a epic. That's gonna be a viral moment.
Mm,
bro, when I tell you we grew up in baby Nam, that's what it was. You had to show your teeth to survive, bro. The meat got ate, bro. I'm just being real. There was so many
mm,
good people that just got swallowed up. That's just the
yep,
reality, you got to be hard. You can't let nobody take nothing that's yours because if you let them, they go take it.
yep.
Uh, and your head got
But
to be on the swivel 24/7.
yes, it does. But JC said, "Mama seen red." I don't know what colors I was seeing.
I don't know what
I
color.
just knew what I wanted, and I went for it.
She was seeing all colors, multicolors.
Right, the whole rainbow and some.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
we had like, because it was just us really. We had like step family, but it was just us, so you know we had to show our teeth. We couldn't be soft.
Mhm.
That's just what it was. I mean, unfortunately, there's a lot of people. That's why I understand, and that's why I don't judge people. Coming from the street or living the street, like I don't judge them. Only thing I can do is try to help them, and if I can't help them, I just keep it moving. Um,
Yep. Help those you can.
and keep it moving. But definitely, we definitely got to do a part two of this. But like I said, I am gonna challenge one of y'all female content creators to, like I said, it don't have to be a whole channel, just a segment, maybe once a week, even once a month, where y'all get together and establish a parameter or code, how y'all can come together. If
Okay.
y'all if y'all need a mediator, I'm in.
I'm down for it. I don't know how to create all that, but I'm willing to jump on the panel.
I
Right. I
mean,
think we kind of already do that though, kind of in a way. We all kind of support each other in
Facts.
these YouTube streets. So that
Facts.
somewhat is like a sisterhood, already. It's just that, we see the little negative stuff that come with it and things like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, technically it is already a sisterhood. We all know each other. The people that's in here, we all, visit each other and we support one another.
And it's up and it's stuck.
well, I say this:
Right.
y'all should pick one day a week to have a meeting there. You see what I'm saying? Like have an intentional meeting and create that vision of which way the sisterhood is going, or which how y'all want to utilize it. How can y'all benefit one another intentionally? You know, um,
I agree. We should, you know. So I'm definitely opening to that and doing that. I already have two channels, so I have too much.
That's
chocolate
me.
You
bar.
like
I
Where
to
I
you
put
at?
it
just don't have the time for it. Pop in here when I can, but I'm a night owl. I work nights, so that's why I'm here. The days that I'm off, I try to chime in and see what's going on and connect with everybody.
hmm
It's pulling
Are
me.
you?
It's pulling me, y'all, because I do so much work. You know what I'm saying? I got so much outside of YouTube, but I like this space. I like what we're doing. We could
Hmm.
do this. I mean, I think that we have something good to offer people, and these are great panels, and you got some good people. Word, I mean, really.
I mean, look at me, bro. I got 17 people in the chat. I got 300 subscribers. It's the people, man. I seen
Okay.
people, with like 4 or 5 thousand,
It's
with a
true.
couple people. It's the support. It's not even me.
It's true.
It's the people who willing to utilize their time. Like I understand money is precious to you. The most precious thing to me is time. Um, and people when they spend their time with me, it's humbling. It truly is. To look up and see the number,
I
it's
agree.
humbling, and I
Yeah.
appreciate y'all. I really do. And like I said, it's y'all. I appreciate y'all hitting the panel, y'all having these conversations with me, because just as much as people feel I'm giving information, I'm receiving it. So I'm just grateful. And shout
Yes.
out to Big Bro because he said something earlier too. Um, and I felt like I know he was talking, but it resonated with me. But
Who?
he's uh, C. I call him Big C. Juju husband.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but he said finish like you start. Just be true to yourself, because the people who started with you, if you change, they know it and they remember it.
That's
Um,
right.
so I
Yeah.
appreciate it because I feel like I stayed on my path. It's many times I could have went different directions, but I felt obligated because I don't know if y'all see all the comments. I know y'all don't see the emails and the messages, but uh, people is the when they saying that the content is positive and they like it that way, and that in itself I appreciate,
Mhm.
because that's what I want to do, and I share my life and I share my experiences. Um, in hopes that it can help someone. And a lot of
Right.
times I know it's not ideal, the way I came up or the things that I did, but it's still a message behind it, because there's a lot of people out there who don't know is a different way or a different path. And I hope my story and what I say show them that.
Right. Most
Appreciate you, Andre. Appreciate you, bro. But yeah, definitely. But what I took from this too is also, we can build, we can build on top of respect. I think long as we respect one another and keep that in mind when we interacting, I think we can go. I think we can close this gap, that we got, and that's my hopes. Is to close that gap because just like a hand, we like fingers right now. We divided and we weak. But when we come together as a fist, we mighty. Um, and I think these conversations are pushing us in a direction of becoming that fist. So I'm gonna continue to have them as long as I'm breathing. I'm gonna talk. So, and that's what y'all gonna get from me. I'm not gonna talk about nothing unless I can offer something. And sometimes it might sound repetitive. And that's because I'm trying to beat it in y'all brain. I just find different ways to do it.
Not that you were
Um,
trying to be subtle or anything about it. You know
Uh,
what I mean?
I told you I'm transparent, man. I told you. I mean, I'm transparent. I'm gonna find different ways to tell you the same thing. We have to build off respect. Respect will lead us to trust. It won't happen tomorrow, but
Facts.
we got to start it today. Um, so these conversations, like I said, I can talk about history. I can talk about religion all day. I know that stuff like the back of my hand. I can talk about entomology. We could talk about the Latin and the
Hey,
grammatics.
shout out to my
Papa
mentor in the
Will in the
building, man.
building.
Shout out to my mentor, man. Thank you, Papa Will. Come up here if you want to, pops. You know what I'm saying? Hey, having Mama Word and Papa Will, that means
That
a
is
lot to
right
me.
there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
Shout out to the
that's like
leader.
mom and dad right there.
Yeah, but I love this. I love that you created the channel because it is
Me
so
too.
much I've learned just from tuning in, listening to different perspectives, and just it's just a lot. You have a lot of people here that have a lot of wisdom, knowledge to share, and I'm really grateful that you created this channel.
Me too.
You know what I want
Well
to do?
said. Well said.
You know that spirituality channel I got on Facebook? I ain't been active with it in like 3 years, but I kind of want to drag some of those people over here because they great thinkers. I just don't know. I might have to drag them to the other channel because when I they ain't about that religion stuff and they go hard. So, but it's some good people. But I did something similar to this on Facebook, but it was just with spirituality. Um, and it's grown. This is growing slower, but is more. The conversations are more effective, I think, because
Yeah.
we touching on different aspects of life, not just the spiritual system. Um, but yeah, we definitely doing something good over here, and I appreciate everybody involved in it because, like I said, the time that you utilize with me, you can be using it for something else. But helping me grow, hopefully. And when I say helping me grow, I'm not talking about the channel. I'm talking about the information that y'all sharing with me. Just having these conversations. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of times you don't truly understand. Like I hang on every word, so and every concept. So y'all truly don't understand the information that y'all give me just by interacting with regular dialogue. And I'm grateful for it because the more I know, the more I can give. I did know that, Papa, but do you know Josephus? What is his name? Ravaflavin actually translated the Kemetic teachings into the Old Testament. I get you that information, Papa.
Nerds.
Hey, Papa
Hey,
Will.
Hey, Cat Daddy. Cat Daddy wanted me to do a show on Easter, right? The just the whole origin of Easter. And we was having a conversation, and I was saying I don't think I can do it without um, going against like religion. I don't think
Well,
I can do it.
I,
And I
I,
attempted to do it. I attempted to do it today on Miss. Oh, she was just in here too. Reagan's channel, and I didn't do it. I couldn't do it, so I don't know if I'm gonna do that.
but you know what though? I will challenge you to continue that thought. You know what I mean? Like keep doing what you do, the word. I'm gonna keep doing what I do. But I just think that the world is ready for a conversation. You know, I think the world is ready for a conversation. You know how we would do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a super Christian, and
There's no way I can talk about holidays without debunking the religion
that's
itself.
fine. Keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm telling you. Hey, bro, I'm telling you, man, because if you're not with it, then you're not going to be with it anyway. And you should find out sooner than later.
Okay. Okay. I mean, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I can do the truth about Easter this year. Yeah, because I mean, I just gave them bits and pieces, Pop. I just talked about the spring equinox and how it's a manifestation season, and then I got into Estar, Ishtar, and once you get into Ishtar, it's a wrap. I mean, that's go debunk just that subject alone. I have to debunk because I have to show even the evolution of Estar. And to do that, I have to go through the Sumerians. I have to go through the Greeks, the Romans, and that's going to show the evolution of Christianity right there in itself. So, yeah, yeah. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. Even that, but I could take it further back than Ishtar pops. I can go back into the Kemetic science, um, and but then we have to talk about uh, what is her name? It's on the tip of my tongue. But the whole concept of the oh man, then I had to take you into the Greco-Roman, the whole ideology of dyeing the eggs and how that came to be, and that's nah. That was in the medieval times, though, when they did a lot of horrific things. They used to dye the eggs with blood of children. That's how the whole Easter egg.
Or you could just say paganistic things.
But see, even the understanding of pagan is different for me, because pagan, the origin or the Latin root word of pagan is paganos, which means from a foreign land. So that even that word was perverted into thinking something far as religion, and they did that to solidify the three major
Sounds
religions.
like it sounds like it simplifies into different.
Yeah, it's from a different land.
Okay, so I totally get paganism. You know, it's different
Yeah,
than
it's
what a
it's
Christian does. You know what I'm saying?
but that word, the reason I say it was perverted because it was used to solidify Hebrewism or Judaism, Christianity, and Islam as the three major religions. So anything outside of that has became pagan when pagan meant just someone coming from a distant land.
Oh, I get you. I get
You
you.
know, so to establish these as three main religions, they needed a concept, meaning that anything outside of this is not real. You see what I'm saying?
I got you.
Now,
Hey, JC
the
family, we good. We good. We good, JC family. Come on now. She said it's a whole different topic.
yeah,
Hour
yeah,
hour number 5. No,
yeah.
no.
That's why I said, yeah, that's difficult. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down because the root
Shameless plug.
appreciated
Hey,
for allowing my
shameless
input
plug. If you guys
constantly.
are liking the vibe, you know what I'm saying? Please come over to Kalani Management, the Y2K show, because we gonna be cranking it up, baby.
All right. Well, Word, thank you for having me on the panel. I enjoyed myself, and hopefully we can do this again soon.
Always, mama. You got to work tomorrow.
Nope, I'm off the whole weekend till
All right,
Monday.
I'll wake you up when I wake up. I gotta
All right.
bug you.
Hey, happy Good Friday to everybody. Mama Word, it's a pleasure always to share a panel with you. Word, thank you
Always.
for having me. Tay, I'm too much. One love to
Hmm.
you. Peace and blessings, everybody.
And Papa Will,
Peace and brother.
yes, I'm his mother.
Yep, that's my mama.
That's the mama.
Yep, that's my bad, Juju. I meant to tell Cat Daddy that earlier for the conversation. Very interesting to have. Yeah, and Nefertiti, you always welcome to hit the link anytime, or I try my best to keep up with the chat, but sometimes my little piece of eye don't work right, so sometimes I miss some things. But definitely appreciate you, sis, and all the input, and yeah, always everyone, anyone listening on playback, make sure you hit that notification bell because when I go live, we get live, and these are the conversations we have, the ones that actually have an impact. So that's what we do. Uh, and I got a lot of great people, and we looking for more people to come and add insight. Um, we got a wonderful foundation, and we looking to build. You know, all we ask for is respect, and we good to go. Difference of
Always.
opinions are more than welcome. That's how we get clarity. Um, but definitely, definitely. Y'all got any last words y'all want to leave with the viewers?
Well, just me. I'll just say, let's keep building.
Keep building. What you got,
Tay, you
Tay?
still there?
Yeah, Tay probably fell asleep on me.
All
You,
right.
we be on the gas podcast till like 7 in the morning sometimes.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, it's 5 o'clock.
Yeah, right.
I didn't even know it was five.
The
You know,
sun
black
come
people.
up. It's my bedtime.
I will get with you tomorrow, Mama.
Alrighty. Nefertiti, thank you too. All right. I'll holler at you later.
All right, love you, Mama.
All right. Love you too, babe.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, and if I can leave y'all with anything, I would say this: the things that we face today, uh, it didn't get this way overnight. You know, and understanding that we do have a responsibility, and the changes we might not benefit from, but our kids will, our grandkids will, and that's what's important is legacy. We're not here forever anyway. I was always told to leave things in a better condition than what I found it in, and that's what I plan to do. And I appreciate everyone who come rock with me, because the information that I gain from these conversations, I utilize at home. And I implore everyone to do that because that's how the change begins at home. Um, So, like I said, don't get discouraged and just understand. Just like it took time for us to get in this state, it's gonna take time for us to get out. But we have to do it. And the longer we ignore situations or accept things for the way they are, the longer it's gonna take to fix. So, um, like I said, I will be starting a segment. I might do it like every Wednesday. Um, about brotherhood and just bringing brothers together. Those who willing to come together and build are more than welcome. Those who think we can't do it, oh, just stand back and watch, because it will be done. Like Tay said, I don't have a plan B for this. I got a plan A, and that's all I'm rolling with. It will be done. It's gonna take time, and I'm fine with that. My patience is a virtue of mine. Um, so anybody willing to come along the ride, you're more than welcome. Um, but I think we established a lot of I think we understood a lot of things that's keeping us separated, and I think we found some tools we can use to unite us, like respect, and eventually, off of that respect, we can build trust. And the more we trust each other, the easier it be to build with one another. So I think that was key. Even before this conversation, I never thought about doing a segment once a week, bringing brothers together. So I got that from this. So, like I said, these conversations will give us tools or solutions. That's why we got to keep having them. You know, um, eventually, I know I'm rough and rugged on the edges with how I do this. I literally just push live and start talking. I don't have any outlines. Half of the time, I don't even know what I'm talking about until I get ready to schedule the show. But it is always something that's going to benefit. So um, I do implore you to use some of these conversations and have them in your home. Share the information. Share the page. Get more people in. The more people we have, um, the more people we can build with. So, but that's all I got. Tay, you back yet, sis? I don't think she back. But I'm gonna end the show. Y'all know what I always say though. Care about how you feel, and conversations build nations. I'll see y'all tomorrow.